Alrighty, friends. Hello, hello. Welcome back here to some more coverage. We have a very nasty storm going on right now. We're just going to cut straight to it. We have a warning right now that's in effect for 78 knots, which is 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and baseball-size hail is what this is warned for. And this did say automated observation during a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged or destroyed. Homes and businesses will have substantial roof and window damage. Expect extensive tree damage and power outages. Locations impacted include Newell, Castle Rock, Deers Ears Butte, and Newell Lane. Newell Lake. That is a very, very, very nasty storm going on right now. So this is actually here in kind of the western side of South Dakota. I mean, this thing has had multiple reports of like significant damaging winds here. I mean, we've had, 67 mile per hour winds reported, 63, 69, 60, 90. No way. So it was observed. So apparently here from a mesonet, 6 miles southwest of Castle Rock, South Dakota, we had 90 mile per hour winds observed here. That is insanity here. That is just crazy. I mean, this thing is very nasty. So yeah, we got to really watch out for this because once again, it is warned for 90 mile per hour wind gusts here, in addition to baseball-sized hail. So not a very friendly storm here. What's up, Squashy? What's up, 767? Good to see you guys. And also to the south here, we actually have another warning. 3-inch hail was reported from a storm chaser here out there in Pine Ridge. 3-inch hail has been reported here. 2.75 inch has been reported out by Oglala, I think it is. Interesting choice of names. But yeah, we have actually two 3-inch hail reports. Golly. So out there by White Clay. This is on the border of Nebraska and South Dakota here. Oh, looks like we have a new warning here for, 90 mile per hour wind gusts and 2-inch hail. That is one destructive storm here. So yeah, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning here. This includes a lot of western South Dakota here, including the Fairpoint region out there by Stoneville, Redole, including Marcus, White Owl, Enning, Union Center, Hereford, Viewfield, and Plainview. That is one nasty, nasty storm. So yeah, if you guys know anybody out there, honestly, you guys need to seek shelter for that type of storm. I would treat that similar as you would a tornado warning. I mean, considering just how significant those winds up, like I said, 90 mile per hour winds and like literally baseball hail in this one here. So that is just unbelievable. So yeah, Newell is also inside of that warning there. Mad Butte, Fairpoint, Stoneville. So we got to really watch out for that. I mean, we have multiple warnings here that are just significant. Yeah, over here in North Dakota, we have a handful of severe warnings here for like southwestern North Dakota, which these guys are warned for all of these are warned for like golf ball hail. 1.75 inch hail. This one's for 2-inch hail out by New England and Havelock, North Dakota. This one's 1.75 out there by Scranton, Reeder, and Bicrus, North Dakota. Elgin, New Leipzig maybe, out there by Burt. Yeah, this is for 1.75. Golly. What's up, Rocco? Good to see you, friend. And that's just the beginning of it. You know, that's just unfortunately the beginning of it. If we hop over here to areas further eastward, we actually have some more storms popping off here. Across like eastern Tennessee, going through bits of like lower Kentucky, western, northwestern, bits of North Carolina. I mean, shoot, even South Carolina. Look at this one out by Winsboro, Monticello, and White Oak. This right here is warned for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here. Let's see here. Calm and quiet, hot in Houston. Yeah, you guys got that high pressure ridge out there that's keeping you guys relatively dry and hot. So, my goodness. All right, let's hop back over here to these destructive storms. Yeah, these are definitely really nasty. So the one to the south here, this one's warned, for 60 mile per hour winds and 2.75 inch hail, which is baseball size hail is what this is warned for. Golly. Yeah, Gordon and Clinton is in there. You can really see that DBZ there. I mean, this is like, what, 75 DBZ? I mean, that is some high-end reflectivity here. This one is 76 DBZ. I bet CC's looking crazy. Oh, yeah, you see that that big spike there. That's, yeah, the radar must be to the north. Yep, northwest here. Wow. That is just nuts. I mean, yeah, we've had multiple reports. I mean, 2 3-inch hail reports on that storm right there on the border of Nebraska and South Dakota. And another 2.75 out there, too. And then for that one warning that we have over here, here in western South Dakota, the one that's warned for, like we mentioned, 90-mile-per-hour winds right now and 2-inch hail. Yeah, this one's here for western South Dakota out there by Newell, Hereford, Union Center, Enning, White Owl, Reed Owl, including the Stoneville area, Fairpoint, Marcus. So, yeah, like I mentioned, you guys need to be in your safe spot. Okay. Apparently that Mesonet has updated, and apparently we've seen 92-mile-per-hour winds reported on that station out here. Just 6 miles southwest of Castle Rock. That is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what I want to do here. I'm going to keep you on the radar for a second. I really want to pull up meso analysis to kind of see what the environment looks like here. I'm sure it's just gnarly. Here, we'll pull this up real quickly. So, yeah, there's that one storm here. I mean, over 4,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE. A lot of CAPE, decent, dry-ish levels through the atmosphere. Very strong mid-upper level shear. That right there is a big contributing factor to it. What's our DCAPE here? Over 1,500 joules per kilogram of DCAPE. There you have it. That is, wow. That is just unbelievable. I mean, that's some serious thermodynamics there. We have a relatively new warning here. I say new warning, but it's another little cell down here in southwestern South Dakota. This one's warned here for quarter hail, and that's really it. But, man. Okay, then we hop over here to North Dakota, you guys. We have a handful of these warnings here. A lot of these are for golf ball hail. So here in kind of the southwestern, south-central side of southwestern, south-central side of North Dakota, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for St. Anthony. This is warned here for 1.75-inch hail, which is golf ball hail, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. We have another warning for Elgin, New Zeeplig, I think it is. New Zig, I think it is. And Burt. This one's warned here for also 1.75-inch hail, also including the Mott area here, too. New England and Havelock warned for 1.75-inch hail, too. And we also have another warning here for 1.75-inch hail as well for like Scranton, Reeder, Bycris, and Gascogne, maybe. But anyways, that is just unbelievable. Let's see here. Is that favorable for tornadoes? Well, the environment here, let's hop back over to SPC real quickly, or let's hop over to SPC real quickly. Let's switch on over here. So, yeah, as far as the risk goes, we do have a slight risk here. Tornado-wise, I mean, we do have a 2% for, like, western South Dakota. So, I mean, it is possible. You know, it is possible we could get a brief tornado and all out there. It is a possibility, but, you know, by far the main problem here is going to be those extreme winds and, of course, the hail here. So, let's see here. How is Withville, I think it is, Virginia, looking tonight? Let me pull up your area real quick. I'm going to keep you guys on this radar view for 1 second. So, I mean, you guys are still in that risk here. Let me pull up the radar for you. Actually, let's hop back over here, actually. I'm going to start using Aguacero for a little bit. You're actually under a severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny hail. So, stay away from windows if you can. Stay indoors is what I would recommend that you do. I mean, but yeah, this morning, I mean, we only have like 4 more minutes left on this one. So, we really don't have too much longer on those. All right, hopping back over here to South Dakota here. Yeah, this is that one destructive storm that we have. Did they downgrade that? No, I think that I think Aguacero's glitching here a little bit. This says 60-mile-per-hour winds, but GR2 says 90. So I'm gonna go off the 91 because yeah, that was recently reported here. Not too long ago. We do have 65-mile-per-hour winds just reported from Department of Highways not long ago. 75 measured on a personal weather station. 61 reported from the public, 69 reported from Department of Highways, 92 reported from a Mesonet. Public reported 64, 58, 67. I mean, widespread damaging winds has just been continuous with this storm here. In addition to the hail too. We're having like wind-driven hail. And so obviously, the winds of this strong is strong enough to rip off roofs of houses, enough to, to obviously bring down trees, power lines, and stuff like that. So what I really want you guys to do is, treat this warning as you would a tornado warning, honestly. Just make sure that you are inside, away from windows, on the lowest middle portion of your home. Oh, we just had an 83 mile per hour wind report here by Department of Highways. Now, I don't know how they measured that. I don't know how the Department of Highways does measure those warnings, does measure those winds there. I don't know if they have like a anemometer they bring around with them or whatever. I'm not too sure, but they did report apparently 83, which is oddly specific if it was observed. So I have a feeling that they have an anemometer, because they would have said, estimated 80, 85 or whatever. But no, they have 83. So I'm assuming that they have some type of anemometer here. Let's head back over here to the CUDX radar, KUDX here. But yeah, wow, that is just nasty. That is just one nasty, nasty storm there. Yeah, and you can see where a lot of that strong winds are, kind of west of Fairpoint right now, east of Newell. And you can actually see this thing does have a pretty decent little outflow boundary on it too. You see that noodle there? That's the strong downdraft winds coming through. And so that's where a lot of those winds are also going to be felt. And I guarantee you that, we're really going to be feeling those if you're in those areas here too, which is just absolutely crazy. We can't forget about this cell going into Nebraska, my bad, northwestern Nebraska here. This is a severe warning in effect for Gordon and Clinton, in which we actually have 1.75 inch hail recently reported, but we did earlier in the storm have 2 3-inch hail reports. And of course, a 2.75 inch hail report. So over baseball size hail is reported with this storm here, which is unbelievable. The hazard is baseball size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here, which is unbelievable. So yeah, just make sure you're indoors, away from windows. Honestly, if you're in a car, it's best to find somewhere to get out of your car, because honestly, hail this big will go straight through your windshield, and it is a big problem. So you need to go honestly find somewhere sturdy and indoors, away from any windows possible, as way inside as far away from any outside wall as possible, because hail that big has actually been known to even go through roofs and go through sidings of houses and all if the winds are strong enough, which we do have 60 mile an hour wind gusts on this one. So keep that in mind. But yeah, Gordon is in the warning there. Clinton, you guys are probably about to get the hail right there. Clinton and Gordon. You can really see there where that pinkish purple is here, and that's where a lot of the high end reflectivity is. That's where a lot of the hailstones are within this storm here. So yeah, if you're out there by Clinton and Gordon, just please keep an eye on it and make sure that you are inside of your safe spot here. So, but yeah, we have multiple reports of hail from this particular storm here. It's a very, very nasty storm in northwestern Nebraska. All right, let's head back up here to North Dakota. We have a grouping of warnings. These are all warned for, most of these are warned here for 1.75 inch hail. This one's actually... this one's gone up a bit here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern North Dakota, including Scranton, Gascon, Connie, maybe, I'm not sure how you pronounce that one, Reeder, including Buckrist, I think it is. And this is here for 60 mile per hour winds and 2.5 inch hail, which is tennis ball size hail on that one. So would definitely recommend the same thing, that you just make sure you're indoors, away from windows and all that stuff if you absolutely can. Let's see, we have other warnings here, yeah, for mainly just 1.5 to 1.75 inches in diameter. St. Anthony, we have another warning over here as well for actually 2 inch hail. They upgraded this one. Yeah, 2 inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here overall. So really nasty storm here on this guy as well. Which yeah, we're just gonna have to monitor this. So yeah, this environment, as you can probably tell, is very potent for both hail and damaging winds. And like we mentioned a minute ago, we pulled up our meso analysis here, and we pulled up our DCAPE, which I'll go and pull up here again. And our DCAPE values are like 1,500 joules per kilogram out here, which that is very high. That is very, very high. That's a lot of downdraft CAPE, in which that explains why we're having such strong wind gusts here. There's just such strong downdrafts just smacking the surface and just pushing out, which is causing all these wind gusts and all. Let's see. Hey, I'm in Johnson, Tennessee. Thunder and lightning. Well, stay safe out there, friend. Gray says, is North Georgia expected to have similar conditions tonight? Similar to this, no. As far as the risk goes for Northern Georgia, we just have a little level 1 threat here for you guys. I mean, there is the potential for a couple isolated severe storms here. Mainly gusty winds upwards of 60 miles per hour within some of those storms here. But nothing in comparison to kind of what we're seeing up here between Nebraska and the Dakotas. So it shouldn't be anything of this magnitude. But, there is that potential for a couple of strong to potentially a couple isolated severe storms here. No tornado threat here. We do have a little 5% wind threat saying, I don't know why that says 0.05%. Why does that say that? No, it's not 0.05. It's 5%. There's a glitch on here. I need to report that to the developers here. But we do have a 5%. This is not a 0.05. I promise you that. They don't even have such a thing. But yeah, 5% wind threat. 5% chance of damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, observing within 25 miles around you. So, and then of course, in terms of hail here, we're actually not even in the hail threat. So you're pretty good, friend. You are pretty good. Anyways, but yeah, let's hop back over here to the radar. But yeah, it won't be anything as comparing to what we're seeing up here in like North and South Dakota here. So. Anyways, but yeah, so a little bit ago, actually, we just had an 83 mile per hour wind report reported not too long ago here from the Department of Highways. Now, those strong winds here, let me try to find a closer radar. We'll hop back to CutX here. You can see where a lot of those strong winds are. I mean, the velocities here the radar is showing these velocities in like 60, mid 60-ish knots, like 66 knots is what I'm seeing here, which that's pretty strong. I mean, of course, there could be some stronger gusts and all involved here, which, once again, this warning is warned here for 90 mile per hour wind gusts here, in addition to baseball-sized hail. So you can imagine, 90 mile an hour winds in addition to baseball-sized hail. You guys know how heavy ice is, because a lot of these areas get a lot of heavy winter weather, and I'm sure you guys have seen, ice storms and stuff like that too, which, not as common for you guys as opposed to further down south. But anyways, you guys know how heavy ice is, and the thing is that, of course, having those 90 mile an hour winds, in addition to that baseball hail being so heavy as it is, that's going to be like sideways moving baseball hail potentially, in which, that right there alone, that is going to cause a lot of damage. To crops, to houses, to cars, to just everything. It could even knock barks off trees and stuff like that. So definitely, like I mentioned, treat this as you would a tornado warning for this particular one. This is a whole new level of storm here. Kind of looks like a dolphin. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like a dolphin. There's the flipper. There's the fin on the back. And then there's the nose. Whatever the heck that is. That is crazy. Look at that. I'm actually going to take a picture of that so I can post that later on our Twitter page here. That is crazy, dude. No way. But yeah, that's where a lot of your hail is. That's where a lot of your hail is here. In addition, with the damaging winds over top of it, you can see that, they are overlapping pretty good. Where you see a lot of the blue and oranges, that's where some of the heaviest of those winds are at. I just posted it on our Twitter there. I had to do that before I forgot. But anyways, so this is a warning once again, everybody, for 90 mile per hour winds here. 90 mile per hour wind gusts and baseball size hail. And it has been observed as well. Earlier we had a 92 mile per hour wind report out there from the Mesonet there. Unbelievable. So heading back to the south here. So this is up for northwestern Nebraska. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning here for Gordon and Clinton. Starting to pick up a bit in Clinton and towards Gordon here. This is warned mainly for hail, which is warned for baseball-sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. So there is definitely some strong winds, damaging wind potential in it. But really, that biggest concern is really going to be the hail threat there. Once again, up to baseball size. So. Definitely some pretty large chunks of ice falling out of that one. Here, let's hop back over to the east for just a moment. Yeah, we do have other storms we need to monitor too. These ones, thankfully, aren't as potent. They are still severe. A lot of these are warned for just mainly 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. For southern and southeastern Kentucky, it includes like Monticello. Let's see here, Whitley City, Williamsburg, out there by Fonday, I think it is, including the Colmar and Meldrum area, Wheeler. Once again, 60 mile per hour winds on that one. Going into, far eastern Tennessee, we have like Morristown, Youngstown, Rutledge, Lone Mountain, Menardville, including Bainbury, Parrotsville, Tazewell. There's actual reports here of several trees reported down here, in which this is also warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. We have another one going in towards Baileyton, Johnson City, Unicoi, including Irwin, let's see, Greenville, Moshheim, I think it is, and of course a few other areas like Hunter and Roan Mountain here. So yeah, those are all warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds, in which we're having multiple reports of several trees down here, as you can see. I mean, there's a lot of trees in this area here, in which, I mean, we are absolutely seeing quite a bit. Let's see here. Do I think the tornado threat is done? Mainly, but yeah, I mean, there still is potential for a couple of isolated tornadoes, mainly for like western South Dakota here overall. So that is that's that. But anyways, but yeah, we also have a couple warnings over here back in South Dakota, or sorry, South Carolina too. I'm used to talking about the Dakotas here. Let's see. Hello from Almont, North Dakota. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. Yeah, over here in South Carolina, we have a warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds here. This is kind of for the north-central side of the state, out by Winnsboro, White Oak, Monticello area here. So this is warned once again for 70-mile-per-hour winds here. 21 minutes left on that particular warning. Also out there by Carlsley, I think it is. That's also warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. You meant in the Midwest, and yeah, mostly those areas in the Midwest and all are pretty much done with tornadic activity, because, you know, the valid day one outlook right now does not even have a 2% risk out there. The only area as of right now with the valid day one is the area over here in like western South Dakota, where we have that 2% tornado risk here. So, but yeah, for the Midwest though, we should be good. I mean, it's not. I mean, obviously it's less than 2% in those areas here. All right, let's head back over here. Oh my gosh. Did you guys just see that? We apparently had a wind gust of 111 miles per hour reported here in western South Dakota. That is, oh my gosh, dude. That is unbelievable. That is just crazy. Okay, well, that's 111 mile an hour winds reported on that storm here. It did get reported from the Department of Highways saying sustained winds of 58, gusting to 111. That just blows me away, dude. What the heck? So yeah, like I mentioned, these are a different breed of storms here. And that is just unbelievable. Yeah, the warning here is still for 90 mile per hour winds and baseball hail, but wow, dude. So yeah, those areas in the warning include Fairpoint, Stoneville, also including Red Owl, I think it is, out there by Enning, White Owl, and Hereford. That is just crazy. Let's see here. Are we out of harm's way here in Indiana? So as far as you guys go here, you know, for the threat here today, I think SPC does have you out of that area. So, actually, hold on a minute. I think Indiana here. Let's head back over to Indiana real quickly for you. I'll pull up the current radar real fast to see. Dude, I can't believe we got 111 mile an hour winds reported out there. It's crazy. Right now we have a couple storms by like areas just slightly south of Indianapolis. Non-severe right now. I mean, day one outlook still has you guys in that slight risk here as far as the current valid outlook that we do have. Nothing severe going on right now. But anyways, but yeah, so I mean, I would definitely keep an eye. I mean, there is potential for a couple more severe storms here, but I honestly think the majority of it is mostly through, to be honest with you. Like if I bring up the future radar here real quickly, so we obviously had that line that already passed through here. Well, I mean, according to sub-hourly HRRR here, we do have a little bit of storms popping off here, maybe even early morning. Honestly, it just seems like it's just going to be storming for a lot of the overnight hours in the morning here too. But I'd still keep an eye on it. But anyways, all right, let's head back over here, dude. That is just unbelievable, dude. I can't believe that. That is just crazy. That's got to be one of the biggest wind gusts I've seen of all time, honestly. I mean, from a report and coverage, 111 mile an hour winds. That's crazy. How does that even happen? Like we mentioned here, the environment is super, super unstable. I mean, we have decape over 1,500 joules per kilogram, so that is strong downdrafts. That is that cold air that's coming out of the storm, so you have the warm air that's rising, and it cools down, and it sinks back down. We have a high decape, which is allowing that vertical motion of cool air is hitting the ground harder and much faster. And because of this is allowing for those winds to be even stronger. The pressure's going up quick over a short period of time. And, of course, the winds are going to kick up from that, which is unbelievable. Unbelievable there. I mean, that's just crazy. But, yeah, I mean, we have a lot of instability out there anyways, like 3,500 MLK here and like 1,500 decape out there. That is just insanity. Yeah, actually, let's hop back there real quick. Once again, real quickly, like the SKU-T chart, shows a lot of, I mean, not super dry environment, but it throughout the column, I mean, it's mainly clear, except for where the storm develops here. Of course, then the clouds could develop here. But I mean, you can see that our dew point and our temperature separation, there's a pretty decent gap all the way up from lower to upper levels. So that's indicating a bit of drier air, which is increasing evaporative cooling and all that stuff that's going on there, which is only enhancing these winds to be even stronger, which is just crazy. But yeah, I mean, like I said, 111 mile an hour winds. And of course, we had that 92 mile per hour wind gust that was reported there earlier too. That's just absolute insanity. I mean, that is just unbelievable. But anyways, let's head back down to the south here for a minute. Let's go over here more towards like northwestern Nebraska here. We have ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for Gordon and Clinton. This is here for, okay, they updated this now to 3-inch hail, apparently. All right. So that includes also 60 mile per hour wind gusts here, once again, for Gordon and Clinton. It looks like Clinton now. We just had 4.5-inch hail reported out of that storm from a trained spotter. Dude. That is unbelievable. Okay, so not only... Honestly, I'm just in shock right now from these reports that are coming in here. 111 mile an hour winds reported on that one storm up north over here. And now 4.5-inch hail reported slightly northwest of Clinton, Nebraska. That is just unbelievable. Dude. Holy cow. Okay, well, there's a warning on this here for still baseball hail and 60 mile per hour winds on the new warning they actually just issued here to kind of take over that warning that we do have here, which is about to expire here in a few seconds. But yeah, there you go. I mean, we've had a lot of reports here, 3, 2.75, 1.75, 4.5-inch hail here. I mean, that's just crazy. Just a normal day in the Dakotas. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, honestly, though, these are even high for Dakota standards, I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, yeah, you guys are just kind of in that perfect environment here where, where we have a lot of the moisture from the Gulf and all that stuff. So, wow. All right, let's hop back down here to actually North Dakota for just a moment here. We do have, let's see here, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. Now, this is pretty gnarly looking. This has, let's see here, what is that warned for? Yeah, 2.5-inch hail reported warned for, and 60 mile per hour winds out by Flasher, Frida, including the Breen area, out there by Solon and Cannonball. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for 44 minutes, 2.5-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. To the north, we have a warning for St. Anthony here for also 2-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds here. Then for further southwestern North Dakota, we have a warning for Burt, New Zig, I think it is. It's a weird town name. And Elgin, also including for Mott here too. So for Mott, that's for 1.75-inch hail. For the other areas, it's 1.5-inch hail. So 1.75 for Mott area here. That is just unbelievable. So yeah, got some really, really nasty storms out here. So heading... Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Oh. Department of Highways. Let's see, where'd that 111 mile per hour wind gust go? Did they overlay it? I think they did with another one, a more recent report. But okay, so this one storm here is now warned for 90 mile per hour wind gusts and 3-inch hail. This is here for western South Dakota here, including Union Center, Enning. Here, let's switch to local radar here. Golly, dude. This is for Union Center, Enning, Hereford, White Owl, Redall, Stoneville, Fairpoint. A lot of that hail right now is actually kind of tracking directly towards Union Center, South Dakota. So if you guys know anybody in Union Center, you guys are about to get plummeted by some big hail. Need you guys to seek shelter at this point. I mean, 90 mile an hour winds, wind-driven hail, 3 inches in diameter, and 90 mile an hour winds on top of that is just absolutely insanity. Absolutely insanity. That is one heck of a destructive storm. And, that's like that's, I mean, that'll easily shatter windows for one, and enough to even destroy siding of homes and stuff, which is why I tell you, just make sure you're inside away from windows. Hunter, we're not going to talk about that right now, dude. We have a pretty dangerous situation going on here. I mean, I will tell you, tomorrow we do have another risk of severe weather that we do need to look out for. I'll show you really quickly the day 2 outlook here. Here for tomorrow real fast. This is what we got. We have 2 slight risk here for tomorrow. We're not going to go into it right now, but, Indiana or Illinois here, you said Springfield. We are in a level 2 threat, so you do need to be weather aware here for tomorrow. I will say that. Anyways, but yeah. What's this? 2-inch hail report on this one storm. Photo relayed broadcast media here. This is South Central North Dakota here. Golly, I still can't believe that 4.5-inch hail report we have. That's just absolutely insane. That's crazy. But yeah, this warning down here in northwestern Nebraska here. This is warned for Gordon and Clinton here. In which we have 41 minutes left on that warning here for baseball-sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. Let's see here. Yeah, destructive tag on that one there. This is a dangerous storm. Prepare immediately for large destructive hail capable of producing significant damage. People outside should move to shelters inside a strong building and stay away from windows. So yeah, just make sure you all do that. Just please do not be outside during this. And if you have any pets, bring them inside if they're outside. Seriously. Do not let them go through this outside. This is dangerous to them. Over here in western South Dakota, here, this is that one storm once again for Fairpoint, Stoneville, Redall, including Union Center, Hereford, Viewfield, White Owl, and Enning here. This is warned for, once again, 90 mile per hour wind gusts in addition to 3-inch hail. And like we mentioned earlier, this actually had reports of 111 mile an hour winds here, like we mentioned a little bit ago. So, Prairie, I think it's how you say your name. How's we looking in Almont, North Dakota? I got you, friend. Let me hop over here real quickly for you, since you're in that direct set of storms here. So you're over here by, okay, you're in Almont, North Dakota. Got you, friend. Here, let's see if I can't find. Okay, here you are. I found kind of where you're at here. So you're over here. So these storms, thankfully, are southeast and southwest of you. So you're right in here. Here's those grouping of severe storms over here. The one that's actually warned for 2.5-inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. Let me go to your closest radar here. We do have a radar nearby for you. So yeah, you're right here. You're in the clear, actually. These storms are southeast of you, and they're heading away from you. We have some more storms southwest of you, and those are going to be mostly passing to the south of you overall. I mean, we should keep an eye on them. Should keep an eye on these storms here and all. I mean, here, let's take a peek over at the future radar real quickly, out kind of where you're at here. What you're over here in, you're in this area right here. So, as we go down in time, I mean, HRRR does show the storms pretty much. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, most of that storm activity should be over with by midnight. Eastern, so 11 p.m. local of your time. So I would just keep an eye on it for the next couple of hours. But I mean, for right now, there's nothing imminent for you. I don't see any immediate danger for your area right now, considering that those storms are mainly just southeast of you. But I'm sure if you go outside and you look to your southeast, I'm sure you're going to have a crazy view. I'm sure you're going to have a crazy view of the storms here, which is unbelievable. Yeah, these are a whole different breed of storms here. Anyways, but yeah, let's head back over here to South Dakota. Actually, before we do that, let me go back over to these storms over here in the east. We can't forget about you guys here. Obviously, we have quite a few warnings over in South Carolina, kind of for the north central side of South Carolina here, out by like Prosperity, including Newberry, Little Mountain, including like Winsboro, Monticello, Rion, I think it is, and Carlsey, I think it is, or Carlsley, or Carl. I'm so sorry. I don't even know how you pronounce that, but yeah, these are warned mainly between 60 and 70 mile per hour winds. 70 for the one out here by the Carlsley area. I think that's how you might say it. I don't know. But yeah, 70 mile an hour winds on that. That is about to expire here in about 7 minutes, so a little bit longer on those here. Also for like northeastern or eastern Tennessee, we actually have multiple reports here of trees actually down and all here. I mean, a lot of reports of trees down here in eastern Tennessee. You can see several trees down, more trees down, more trees down, more trees down, more trees down, and more trees down. So a lot of trees reported down here, but yeah, we have warnings for 60 mile per hour winds out here. So these guys are definitely nowhere near as potent as say these guys, but they are still a concern. They are still absolutely a concern here. Okay, I got some good news. They did downgrade. I mean, somewhat good news. They did downgrade this one storm from 90 mile an hour winds now down to 80 mile per hour winds. But don't get me wrong. I mean, 80 mile an hour winds is still destructive. 80 mile per hour wind gusts and still 3-inch hail on this storm here is absolutely crazy. So yeah, we do have that there as as well. We can't forget about that, but still a big concern. You can see a lot where that hail core is, kind of where you see a lot of the white and the purple. Typically where you start seeing the pink, that's where you start seeing the hail. The purple and the white, that right there, my friends, is a clear indicator of a very large hail core. Tell you what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to go ahead and grab a sector slice of this. Wow. Whoa, dude. Look at that. So I just did a slice right through the storm. Breaking here. I think my program crashed. It does it every once in a while. It just crashes. But yeah, you can see on the last frame here, I mean, that big old hail core there. You can see all the white. So this is between like 10 and 30,000 feet there. That's where we have huge bits of ice here, which has been lofting due to a really strong updraft that we do have here. That is just absolutely crazy here. I'm going to go ahead and restart GR2 because, yeah, it just decided it wanted to crash on me. Or it freezes. It freezes my whole computer for like 2 seconds, and then it does that again. But, yeah, let's head back over here now. I do want to grab a volumetric of that one there, too. We'll try this here just to kind of see the big chunk of it. I mean, dude, look at that. I mean, that is just unbelievable. Look at that thing. I mean, you can see where a lot of that hail is lofted. Once again, this is 10 KFT, which is 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet, 30,000, 40, 50,000. I mean, the echo tops on this go above 60,000 feet here. Let me actually pull up the echo tops here. This is showing 50,000 feet. That's the close radar. Let's do KABR maybe. I don't know if the radar can see it this far. I mean, it'll be close. We'll see what it says here. I mean, we do have another radar. Yeah. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, no, it is too far, actually. Here, I'll tell you what. We're gonna head back over here for a moment, back to KUDX here. Yeah, unfortunately, we really don't have any close radars other than this one that's right next to the storm. But yeah, no, those storm tops are well over 60,000 feet here, which is very tall for storms here. All right, let's head back over here to Nebraska for a moment, y'all. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for northwestern Nebraska, in effect here for Clinton and Gordon. Now, you guys probably already seen a lot of your heavy hail out there by Clinton and Gordon, considering you guys just got hit by that. So I'm definitely sure that there probably is, probably still is some hailstones on the ground out there. I mean, considering we did actually have 4.5-inch hail reported out there, which is unbelievable. But yeah, this is warned here still for 2.75-inch hail, which is baseball-sized hail. In addition here to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there too. So I mean, main concern definitely is going to be that hail up to baseball size, but of course, damaging winds is a bit of a concern there as well. Let's head back over here to North Dakota here. We can't forget about you guys either. Yeah, we do have a couple of pretty nasty storms over here in like south central, southwestern North Dakota. We have a warning in effect out there by Frida, including Flasher, including Cannonball, Solon, and Brian, I think it is. This is for the next 32 minutes here. Max hail size up to 2.5 inches in diameter. And, we do also have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that as well. So that's tennis ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there on that storm there. So heads up for that area. Southwestern North Dakota here also. This right here, let's see here. This includes mainly rural areas. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's for mainly rural areas here, thankfully. But this one is warned here for 1.5-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. To the north, we have a new warning. Oh, they actually just canceled that, which is good. It did include Elgin and Burt, which is no longer in effect there. So that's good news. But anyways, let's head back to the east for a minute. We still have obviously quite a bit of storms popping off here. Let's actually head over to Indiana. We do actually have a new warning here for you guys. We were just talking about Indiana not too long ago. Yeah, we do have one kind of discrete cell, as you can see, out here by like the Cloverdale area of Indiana, including like Greencastle, Putnamville, Stillisville, including Fillmore, and Eminence. This warning here is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail, which, that's warned both for hail, and damaging winds there. So, let's see, appreciate it. Of course, friend, no problem. Logan says, starting today in Canada, they made it so if you get a tornado warning, you only get alert if you're being impacted by the tornado. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that earlier today. Yeah. Well, they're finally catching up to what we've been doing for tens and tens of years. I mean, honestly, I think we've been doing that for over 50 years. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I don't know why it took them so long to catch up here. But anyways. All right, let's head back over here. But a lot of warnings. We have also some in southeast Kentucky out by Monticello and Whitley City. 60-mile-per-hour winds here, also including for eastern Tennessee out by Tazewell, White Pine, Jefferson City area. 60-mile-per-hour winds on that one too. Then over here in South Carolina, we have a couple of other severe thunderstorm warnings out by Newberry, Prosperity, Little Mountain here for, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. We have another warning up here which is about to expire in about 40 seconds, which it was warned for, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and all that stuff, but that's about to be expired here. So, all right, heading back over. And I think my program crashed again. Of course it did. I don't know what's going on with GR2 lately. I think I might need to update it or something. It's just been crashing on me so much. I mean, the last several streams we've been doing, it's just been crashing on me all the time here. All right, let's do this. All right, so let's go back up to those destructive warnings here. One over here in Nebraska first. And, with this guy over here, they just actually removed the warning for Clinton and Gordon. Look at this. Clinton has reports of 2.75-inch hail. So I'm glad, because if you guys were here whenever I said it, 'cause I warned you guys before the storm even reached you, now they're having reports of 2.75-inch hail. So I'm glad that I did end up telling you guys about that, because, they did have 2 3/4-inch hail, which that's tennis ball hail, I believe. Let's see, golf ball to baseball size hail. Oh, yeah, the baseball hail. That's right, tennis ball, I believe, is 2.5-inch in diameter, 2.75 is baseball. I mean, that's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And, of course, we can't forget about our, I believe, softball-sized hail we reported earlier, 4.5-inch. I think that's larger than softball hail, if I'm not mistaken. Or right around it. Regardless, very, very nasty. We did have that. Then, of course, here back up to western South Dakota here. So, yeah, Union Center, you guys are probably starting to get some of the heavy stuff on it now. Mixture of the winds and all, as well as the hail. You can see that pinkish purple. That's just one big hail core, in which, yeah. I knew it was coming. I had to sneeze. It took me a minute. But anyways, yeah, Union Center, you guys are starting to get that there too. Also, Inning, y'all are starting to get more of the heavier precipitation. White Owl, you're in the warning. Red Owl, Stoneville, and Fairpoint. We had 57 mile per hour winds reported from this mesonet here in Meade County, South Dakota, 6 miles west-southwest of Fairpoint. So, let's see here. But yeah, I mean, this warning here is still warned for 80 mile per hour wind gusts in addition to 3-inch hail, which that is larger than baseball hail, for reference. So we're talking over baseball size hail and 80 mile an hour winds, which, wind driven hail is a serious concern in this particular storm here, which is, definitely strong enough to easily shatter windows, car windows, windshields and all, which, yeah, just make sure you're inside in a sturdy structure. In the middle lower portion of your home, stay far away from windows if you can. Honestly, even like a bathroom or something, just to get away from the windows and all would be what I would recommend. If not, maybe a hallway with no windows, or because that unfortunately that is strong enough to completely shatter windows and all. I do want to grab another scan through here. Look at that though. That is just unbelievable. Yeah, you can see that really big hail core that we do have here. That went all the way up to like 40,000 feet here. Just how strong these updrafts must be in order to support this large of hail. It has to at least be like 100 mile an hour updraft speed. To support some of the hail that we've been seeing here, yeah, you got to have some really strong vertical moving air. A lot of warm air that's shooting up into the cool environment. I'm sure these lapse rates out here are honestly pretty crazy. Let's actually look at that real quickly. Let's head back over to meso analysis here, which, we definitely had a lot of CAPE out there, strong mid upper level wind shear. That's a big factor right there in itself. Like we had mentioned, DCAPE over 1,500 joules per kilogram, which is very high, very, very high. And our lapse rates here, let's see, surface to 3 kilometer, where are they at? Yeah, surface to 3 kilometer lapse rates at 7.5. So, that's moderate. Moderate. It's not the steepest I've seen, but still, regardless, a lot of instability. Tons of mid-upper level shear. Like, if we go to 20,000 feet or so, we have west to east flow, about 40-ish knots. We go up to, 300 millibar height, which, at that point, the winds are a lot stronger, over 50 knots, and which kind of more towards the upper portions of the storms there. But, boy, are they strong, though. Boy, are they strong. So, anyways, okay, got some new information, you guys. Looks like we now have a destructive warning for North Dakota. So let's actually head on over here. We actually have the KBIS radar. This right here is they just upgraded this, it looks like. This includes the Frida area, but Frida honestly is farther away. The storm's heading away from Frida. Frida right now is pretty clear, so you guys are probably not going to be dealing with these effects. But still look out for lightning, because lightning can strike up to 10 miles away from a storm, so keep that in mind. Lightning is still a concern out here, especially with the amount of ice crystals within this storm. I guarantee the lightning is unbelievably wild in this storm. So yeah, just if you're out there by Frida, just still stay indoors because of the lightning concern. You're probably still going to be feeling a lot of or seeing a lot of lightning strikes out there. But also out there by Brian, including the Solon and Cannonball area here. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the next 24 minutes here. And this says here, a destructive storm hazard baseball-sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's hail up to 2.75 inches in diameter. Look at this. Look at the text. Impact. People and animals outdoors will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roofs, siding, and vehicles. Locations impacted include Solon, Cannonball, Patricia Knight Resort, Brian, and Standing Rock here. Preparedness actions. Seek shelter now inside of an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. The storm is capable of producing destructive hail and damaging winds. So, like I mentioned, really what we need you guys to do is just make sure that you're inside. Make sure that you guys are inside, away from windows. That is the biggest thing. And, honestly, just away from exterior walls, honestly. Middle portion of your home is where you would want to go in a storm like that here. But yeah, you can see the hail core. Some of the largest of the hail is mostly south of Brian, as you can see there, which, like I said, thankfully for Frida, the storm will no longer impact you guys here, considering that it is now moving away from you and it is east of you at this point. All the precipitation with on it, so you're outside of it. But like we mentioned, you're still within like 10 miles of that storm, in which lightning is still a concern, especially storms of this magnitude and all. I mean, absolutely. I tell you what, I do want to hop over here for just a second, because I do want to pull up the current here. Let's see the current sat view. I'm curious to see long wave IR on this here. Oh yeah, there you go. So there's your deep convection from the infrared satellite here. I mean, this is just about an hour behind, unfortunately. But I mean, you could really see where where that deep convection is out there. I mean, it's just very, very, very deep convection. Actually, it looks like we're getting our new scans in now. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, really seeing that. You can see that other area here too. Where that other destructive severe warning is here in North Dakota. I mean, this whole area is just honestly in a very nasty environment here overall. In fact, I think if we hop over to the current SPC outlook here, now, as far as the threat goes for like the damaging winds and stuff like that, we do have a significant damaging wind threat. We also have a significant hail threat in addition. But these are both SIG level 1s. I think today warranted a SIG level 2 at least. I'm not criticizing SPC or anything like that, because they do a good job. Same with the National Weather Service. They do a good job. I don't care who you say. I don't care if you are people saying that Weather Service is bad and all that stuff. No, they do their best or they do their job to the best they can. And but yeah, I mean, as far as SPC goes, I would have definitely said today, based off of what we observed, yeah, I think today kind of warranted both a SIG 2 wind and a SIG 2 hail threat here for today. But like I said, regardless, SPC did their best job, so no negative things towards them. I'm just saying, because I mean, yeah, it is hard to forecast. It really is. It is tricky stuff, and sometimes these events play out over what they're expected to. Kind of like today, I believe. I mean, just from these two storms alone, a lot of problems. I mean, we had the biggest reports that we've had so far since we've been live for an hour was, like I said, 111 mile an hour winds and 4.5 inch in diameter hail, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely insanity here. So anyways, but yeah, that's that, y'all. So let's hop on back over here, y'all, to that southern storm here, which we just mentioned here for like Gordon and Clinton. You guys are no longer in the warning out there for Nebraska, so you guys are good to go out there. But as far as the storm over here or the storm still, actually, I should say, it is still warned for 20 minutes left here for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and 2.75 inch hail, which is baseball hail. Let's see here. Let's see where this shows. Locations impacted include Lone Butte, Highway 27 crossing the Niobrara River, and Rock Hill, and an intersection of Highway 27 on Mills Road. So this includes Highway 20 between mile markers 108 and 109. So that's here for kind of northwestern Nebraska. Now heading over here back to western South Dakota with this other destructive storm. Thankfully, They did downgrade it further. It is now down to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Remember, it was at 90 mile an hour wind gusts and 3 inch hail a little bit ago, and they've downgraded it now down to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, which, don't get me wrong, 70 mile an hour winds is still a big concern, a huge concern. It's not obviously as insane as we were seeing a minute ago, but still, 70 mile an hour winds is a nasty amount of winds on a storm here. So yeah, 70 mile per hour wind gusts in addition to 3 inch hail. Like that is massive hail. I mean that's larger than tennis ball and baseball hail. Honestly, I mean that's just baseball hail is 2.75 inches in diameter, so slightly larger than baseball hail. We are still seeing some strong wind reports here. I mean, we have Department of Highways reported 50-mile-an-hour winds, 59 by Union Center. Looking over at velocity, I mean, the velocity doesn't look as insane as it did before, obviously, but there probably is still some strong winds over here in this region. This is not really warned over there, but about 2,100 feet up here, so I'm seeing like 60 knots or so. I mean, there probably is some pretty strong winds going on over here in this area, which I'm surprised that's not in the warning, to be honest with you. I mean, I would think that area would need to be in that warning here. You know, for winds of, at least 60, 70 mile an hour winds there. Yeah, I don't know, but definitely some strong velocities out there. I mean, it's right over the edge of that storm there. Anyways, but yeah, Union Center and Enning here. Those areas are inside of that warning here, and we also do have areas just near Elm Springs, just kind of north of Elm Springs. But yeah, out there by Elm Springs, you guys are definitely going to be impacted by this storm here pretty soon. I would definitely recommend getting ready for the storm, because I mean it's heading towards you pretty quickly. And honestly, if you have anything loose outside, such as like patio furniture or whatever, out there by Creighton would be a good idea to do this too, in western South Dakota. Honestly, it would be a really good idea to, just bring in anything that's loose outside, such as patio furniture, or just anything that could easily be blown around. Would definitely recommend that. What's up, Max? Good to see you, friend. Saying long time no see. Anyways, how is Knoxville looking? Can I go to sleep? So let me pull up Knoxville. I got you, friend. Here, let's head back over here real quickly. Let's get rid of the SPC, the main SPC outlooks here. Knoxville, Tennessee. So yeah, you guys are in that level 2 threat here as far as that goes. But to tell you what, friend, let me pull up that radar for you. The current radar. We do have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect for until 2 o'clock a.m. Knoxville right now, it actually looks like we are kind of getting hit here by by this storm here currently. Now I don't believe that this is warned anymore, which it's not. However, there is still some storms in the area here. Still a bit of lightning with it. Right now, you're not under any warnings. That severe watch is still in effect until 2 a.m. So that's still going to be here for a while. As far as the future models go, like for the future radar and all, I mean, we do have just a bunch of scattered storms through the night. As we approach, to 2 o'clock, you can see that a lot of that activity would be mostly over with at that point, and we should be pretty good. Could even have another round of storms here probably sometime later, kind of mid portion of tomorrow morning here and all. So more storms could come through. But honestly, I mean, I think the majority of the worst ones have already pushed through your area. But just don't be surprised if there is a couple of more cells out there. It is a possibility there. So, anyways, let's see. What's up, Samuel? Good to see you. But yeah, let's head back over here. Okay, we just had reports here of 65 mile per hour wind just coming through. This is on that one storm over here in western South Dakota here. So out there in Union Center from a mesonet, we just had, at 1:35 UTC. So this was 9 minutes ago. We have reports of 65 mile per hour winds are being reported. So still is very strong. And like we mentioned here, this is warned still for 70 mile per hour winds in addition to 3-inch hail, which that put in perspective, that is larger than baseball hail. So that is big chunks of ice. And they did mention here, people and animals outdoors will be severely injured. I mean, honestly, considering the fact that we have 70 mile an hour wind gusts and 3-inch hail, honestly, I would not be surprised if that could even be fatal. So that's why it's extremely important that you guys stay indoors. As far away from the exterior walls, honestly, as possible. I'd definitely recommend, going towards more of the central interior portion of your home here. Okay, so they just updated the warning here. So this new warning includes the Creighton area. So we already gave you guys a heads up here just a few moments ago, so y'all are now officially in the warning here. Out there by Elm Springs and Hillend area, out by Wall and Wasta, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for the next hour, which it just got issued here. Storm is moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Now, the hazard is tennis ball size hail, which is still very large hail, which I believe is 2.5 inches in diameter, in addition to, still 70 mile per hour wind gusts within this storm here. So, once again, this is heading up towards Elm Springs, Crichton, Hillend, and Wasta, out there by Wall, for western South Dakota. And like I mentioned, guys, if you guys know anybody out here, give them a heads up, let them know. And if you're out here, just go ahead and get to your safe spot if you can, because like I mentioned, these are a different breed of storms here. These are not your typical typical summertime storms. These are like I said, a whole new breed of storms here. So but yeah, it's coming up on Elm Springs here pretty soon. Crichton, Hillend, and Wasta, out there by Wall. We still have a little bit of time before that storm does directly approach you, but you're in that warning there, so you should go ahead and start getting ready for it. And honestly, I would recommend it once again if you have anything loose outside, such as lawn furniture. If you're in some of these areas that are far away from the storm, still go ahead and put them inside as quick as you can. But if you're right up on the storm, like by Elm Springs, I would recommend just go ahead and going inside and all that stuff. Like I mentioned, for a warning like this, we really want you to just make sure that you are, just to make sure that you guys are. Away from windows and honestly exterior walls, given how large of hail and how strong of winds that these are here. Anyways, let's see here. Raging says 111 mile per hour winds near New Ulm, South Dakota. Yeah, we saw that a little bit ago. That was insanity. That's a part of this storm that we were actually just talking about here now, which is insane. Okay. Whoa. Okay, we have another destructive warning here. Let's head back over here to southern North Dakota. So apparently, we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for literally the lower central part of the state here. Here's North Dakota. A new warning now including Fort Yates, North Dakota, including Selfridge here as well. And so we have 57 minutes on this. Now, this is warned for baseball-sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. Locations impacted include Fort Yates, Selfridge, Cattail Recreation Area, and Standing Rock. So, seek shelter now instead of an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. This storm is capable of producing destructive hail and damaging winds here. Just make sure you guys are, once again, indoors as well, away from windows. Definitely need you guys to stay away from those here. We have another warning to the west here, mainly rural areas here, quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds. To the north of that, out by Solon and Brian. This is going to expire in about 11 minutes, but this, unless they pull it sooner, which they'll probably end up doing, honestly, considering that new warning they just issued is for where that nasty part of the storm is, which is right in here. A lot of that other warning, they could probably remove that at this point, but that's what's going on out there. Now, oh my gosh. Okay, we just got another report of 4-inch hail from this one storm up in northwestern Nebraska. So a little bit ago, we had a train spotter report 4.5-inch hail. Train spotter, another one, reported 4-inch hail. Train spotter 3-inch hail. Train spotter 2.75 saying that there was golf ball to baseball size hail. So now we've seen another report in the 4-inch territory. This warning is still warned here for 2.75-inch hail here, in addition to 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a radar indicated threat. Golly, dude, that is just crazy. Crazy. Yeah, like I said, these are total different storms here out here, Total different breed. What's up, Rose? Good to see you. Saying, hi, Andrew. How am I tonight? I am very tired. I'm doing good, but it's good to see you. Saying, watching from Nashville. Well, good to see you, friend. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee area. As far as the weather goes here, you guys honestly are pretty good for the most part. I mean, SPC's day one has you right between that general thunderstorm and the marginal risk here. Very unlikely we'll see anything crazy, but there is a potential for a couple of booms of thunder. But good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope all is good. Here, let's actually hop to the east real quickly. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Indiana here, including the Eminence area, including Monrovia, also Cloverdale and Stylesville, also including Fillmore. Now, this is here for the next 9 minutes, so we don't have too much longer on this particular warning here. Moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Let's see here. We are seeing quarter-sized hail, which is up to 1 inch in diameter, in addition to max winds up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, so 52 knots, 60 mile per hour winds there. So we got that. They did cancel those warnings for eastern Tennessee and Kentucky. Like I said, though, we've had multiple reports, though, of trees down in these areas, power lines and all that stuff. Actually, that is something I do want to do real quickly. Let's go ahead and pull up the hour outage, the power outages. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and pull this up here, because yeah, we can actually see about how many people are without power. Wow. Look at that. Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio are severely without power here. Let's see. Almost 200,000 people in the state of Illinois without power. Indiana, 333,000 people were without power. In Ohio, 256,000 people without power. Kentucky at 90,000. North Carolina at 15,000. South Carolina almost 15,000 as well. West Virginia, 26,000. That is crazy. Indiana, 333,000 people. It looks like here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Lake County. Lake County is severely without power. Look at that. 95% of the county of Lake County in northwestern Indiana is without power right now. 95%. That is unbelievable. Yeah, out of 202,000 people, 193,000 are without power. Yikes. Yeah, I haven't seen numbers like that in a hot minute. I ain't gonna lie with you. That's pretty insane. All right, let's head back over here, y'all, to the radar. But yeah, that's where a lot of those warnings are. We also have another warning over here in Arizona. I guess we'll take a look at that real quickly. This is for southeastern Arizona. This is for quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds out there by Pierce, I think it is. Pierce. Yeah. So that warning doesn't exist out there. We have a little bit of storms popping off. Oh, something I do want to mention too that I want to also definitely touch up on with you guys is the flooding threat out here. So, like we had mentioned yesterday, whenever we were live and all that stuff, we definitely have a lot of flooding potential out here. We have a lot of like central, northern, and eastern Kentucky, in a moderate risk, level 3 out of 4 flooding threat. Also bits of like lower West Virginia, like southeastern Indiana here too. I mean, this is at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles here. The yellow, this is at least a 15% chance probability of, at least a 15% chance probability of flooding every 25 miles. And then, of course, we have our green, which is at least a 5%, which is kind of more of an isolated flooding threat, but still. But yeah, we have a moderate risk out there for those red areas there. So we got to really, really watch those regions because, we're seeing a lot of rainfall. Like if I bring up the QPF, the total amount of precipitation from today until, let's say till Thursday, which is days 1 to 3. Hopefully this will actually load today. Yesterday we were having a little bit of problems with it. But if we were to pull those up, which it is loading, thankfully, you can see that we are seeing, a big streak of rain here. I mean, that goes through a lot. Look at that. Wow. Going through a lot of the, the north central U.S. out there by like Montana, the Dakotas, and then a big streak going down through the Ohio Valley. But yeah, some of these areas could easily pick up, several inches of rainfall over the next 3 days or so. I mean, not to mention what has already fallen out here. We do have that in addition to, and all that stuff. So, anyways, definitely wanted to mention that with you guys. Let's see here. Rose says, thank you. Of course, friend. What's up, Monster? Good to see you, friend. Daniel says, did I hear about the meteor shower that's happening tomorrow? I did hear about that. Yeah, apparently we're supposed to have like 100 per hour, like visible 100 per hour or something like that, which is going to be pretty crazy. Yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be mostly clear. I know in Florida for us here, it's supposed to mostly be clear for that. So I might try to go out and maybe get some footage of it, because I've never really seen them before, to be honest with you. I mean, I've attempted to, but I really haven't seen anything. Samuel says, Andrew, look at the tropical storm. We'll definitely do that in a little bit. Like I said, since we have some destructive storms going on right now, we're just going to hold off on that because, yeah, I just kind of want to wait on all that here. Let's see. Awesome Light, where'd I get it? Oh, I got it from Amazon. Amazon has everything. All right, y'all. So let's do a little bit of an update on these warnings here. So heading up here to southern North Carolina, we do have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning here in effect for Fort Yates and Selfridge area here. Now this is warned for the next 49 minutes. Max hail size up to 2.75 inches in diameter here, which that is equivalent to baseball-sized hail. In addition to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts overall here as well. So with that being said, definitely really nasty storm here. So just make sure you guys are, once again, indoors, away from any windows. Honestly, I mean, if you're driving and you're out there, I would recommend that you pull over and go inside somewhere, or find somewhere to pull your car under or something, because, yeah, I mean, this right here is definitely going to be able to break windshields and stuff, no problem. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to let you know what you need to do. But yeah, Fort Yates and Selfridge there. Also to the west, we have another strong storm. This is a considerable severe warning in effect here. Mainly rural areas for this one, 1.75 inch hail, which is golf ball hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here as well. And then, of course, here for western South Dakota, we do have ourselves... of course, this other really nasty storm we've been tracking here for a while. This one's considerable. It was destructive. This was that one storm we had 111 mile an hour winds reported on it. In addition to, I think it was 3-inch hail on it at 1.2. I mean, it is warned now for 2.5-inch hail, which is tennis ball hail and 70 mile per hour wind. So it is absolutely still a very nasty, nasty storm here. But yeah, so that includes Elm Springs, and Crichton, also including Hilland area here. And unfortunately, I just realized I wasn't even on my GR2. Can you believe that? I need to restart my GR2. Hold on a minute, you guys. I sincerely apologize for that. I honestly forgot to change scenes. I do that every once in a while. It's like, come on, man. All right, let me actually bring you guys back over here. For some reason, my GR2's been glitching like crazy. Let me do this again here for you. Anyways, for Fort Yates and Selfridge, we have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for 2.75-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on this one. So keep an eye out for that. We have 47 minutes. Actually, we just got a new severe warning here. This is the one that's mainly for rural areas here. This one's warned for 2.5-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts for the next 47 minutes here overall. So keep an eye out there for that, but that is mainly for rural areas. But then we go into western South Dakota. So this guy over here, this is the one that we were talking about with the 111-mile-per-hour winds reported on it. Out there by Enning, including Union Center. We have Creighton, Elm Springs, Hilland, Wall, and Wasta. So this storm here, now this one is still a pretty nasty storm here, warned for, once again, tennis ball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So we do have that. And then, of course, to the south here, actually, we have another set of storms, which, yeah, this guy's been... I mean, this particular storm has been producing a lot of nasty hail on it. I mean, we had 3-inch hail reported for... Let's see here, 3.5-inch hail, actually. I don't know why it says 3, but yeah, we had a 3-inch hail report there. We had a 4-inch hail report on that, 2.75, and a 4.5 earlier from this storm here. So this is for Nebraska, for northwest Nebraska here. And this is now warned for 2-inch hail, which is, 2 inches in diameter, which is slightly larger than golf ball size, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. People and animals outdoor will be injured. Expect hail damage to roof, siding, windows, and vehicles. So that is that. The storm is producing large hail. Seek shelter now inside of a sturdy structure. Yeah, there has been a lot of reports from that there. But yeah, this warning here is in effect here for Big Hill, intersection of 61 and Survey Valley Road. Let's see, Morgan Lake, including Billy's Lake as well. So that's where that warning is particularly. But I mean, you can just see that big trail of reports from hail on that, because we do have some train weather spotters out there actually, reporting out there. Max says, let's see, what should we expect in Knoxville? Are we good? No tornadoes and hail? Definitely no tornadoes. And honestly, at this point, no hail either. The only concern that there would be for eastern Tennessee would mostly be just a potential for a couple isolated instances of damaging winds. Definitely not as potent as these guys are expected to be, or as they're happening, I should say. But we could see a couple isolated storms out there, up to 60-mile-per-hour winds or so. But, I mean, thankfully right now, currently, there is actually no warnings for Tennessee in general, so I think you're mostly good to go. Let's see, round 2 has arrived in the foothills of North Carolina. Yeah. Right now, there is no warning for the Carolinas. We actually did have one for South Carolina a little bit ago here, but we do have a warning actually for California, believe it or not. Yeah, this is for South California, out by Baghdad, north of Amboy. And this is one for quarter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, we actually have a couple of storms popping off out here, it looks like. So that we do. Okay, so let's head back over here, you guys. So like I had mentioned a minute ago when we were talking about the flooding threat and all, we definitely could pick up several inches worth of rainfall, especially for Ohio, bits of Kentucky, and Indiana here. I mean, they've already seen a pretty good amount of rainfall across these regions, and this is just the total amount of precipitation expected from the Weather Prediction Center over the next 1 to 3 days here overall. So, anyways, but yeah, pretty good streak of rainfall across these regions. Now, if I was to bring you guys over here to the valid day 1 outlook, this is currently what it looks like from the Storm Prediction Center. We do have level 2 slight risk here across these areas in the yellow, which includes, of course, the Dakotas, Nebraska, which we're covering, Iowa, going through Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, bits of Tennessee, North Carolina, and bits of Virginia here. Now, tornado probability, like we had mentioned, the tornado threat's mainly over with for tonight. But we still do have a little 2% risk here for western South Dakota. I know that says 0.02%. I'm actually going to report that to the developer here. I'm just going to go ahead and let them know about that. But yeah, we do have a 2% chance, not a 0.02% chance. It includes Rapid City area, Phillip. It doesn't mean those areas will see tornadoes. It just means that probability is there. It is pretty low. A couple brief isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out here for tonight. As far as damaging winds, though, that's where the big concern is. As far as the probability goes, we do have ourselves a 5% chance here across those brown areas going all the way down towards the Carolinas. Then in the yellow, we have the 15% chance probability here of damaging winds every 25 miles. Same thing for, the Dakotas and all, for bits of north South Dakota going into Nebraska and Iowa. We have a 15% risk out here as well. But you might have noticed that black dashed area that we have here. This is actually that significant risk for damaging winds where we actually are, likely to be seeing those 70 to 80 plus mile per hour winds out there. So other places here outside of that black dash area is mainly more between 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here for today. Now, as far as the the hail threat goes here, as far as hail goes, yeah, we just have a pretty decent 15% risk for bits of the Dakotas and Nebraska, 5% chance here across the brown, and you can see that black dashed area there for that significant hail threat. Which, I mean, like I had mentioned here, I mean, no hate on SPC. Please do not take it that way. But I really believe we needed a SIG level 2 threat for both damaging winds and hail today. I mean, based off of what we've seen, I know how difficult it is to forecast and all, so I get that. But absolutely no hate. But they didn't do a bad job. It's just, like I said, it's just pretty hard to forecast for and all that stuff. But no, they do an amazing job and they do the best they can to keep everybody informed. But it just happens like that sometimes. Just sometimes there can be events that perform over what we expect them, and sometimes the opposite, perform under what we expected. So my program crashed again, as you probably noticed. It lagged for a second, so I need to restart DR2. It's been driving me bonkers lately. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's been just being stupid here. Anyways, all right, let's go back over these warnings here, y'all, over here in North Dakota. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning, a destructive severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for Fort Yates and Selfridge here. So we do have 41 minutes left on that particular warning. The storm is moving southeast at 30 miles per hour here. Max hail size up to 2.75 inches in diameter here, which that is equivalent to baseball-sized hail. In addition to 60 mile per hour wind gusts here as well. So once again, out by Fort Yates and Selfridge, heads up to you guys. Storm's tracking southeastward. Honestly, I mean, it's going to be close. Selfridge is likely going to get scraped by the edge of that. Fort Yates is already starting to see some of that precipitation. Selfridge, not quite yet, but just we gotta keep an eye out there for it. Some of the stronger winds and some of that hail is kind of just north of Selfridge. I'd say right in here, you can see where that little hail core is at there. That's likely where we are seeing that largest hail within that storm over in that particular area there. And then, of course, to the west here, we do have some of the more of the rural areas here of south central, southwestern North Dakota here, in which, we do have out here, we do have 2.5 inch hail on this particular warning, which is pretty big concern. Tennis ball sized hail on that one, and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. And then, of course, we work our way over here in the South Dakota, western South Dakota. We have this big boy. This one's been very aggressive today. Once again, we had 111 mile an hour winds reported on this particular cell. It's not at that point anymore. I mean, we're warned for 70 mile an hour winds, which is still very nasty. But yeah, this one did have multiple reports of damages and just wind reports are just absolutely crazy. Tons of damage reported out of the storm here. Out to by like Creighton, we have the warning for Hilland and Elm Springs, Wasta, and Wall, and also Inning there too. And but yeah, we have 39 minutes on this one. The hail size, thankfully, has gone down. It was also warned at 3-inch hail for 1.2. Or at 1.2, not 1.2, but you know what I mean. But it is warned for 1.75 inch hail, which is golf ball hail, and also, like we mentioned, 70 mile per hour wind gusts out there. So we do have that. The storm is moving its way southeast at 45 miles per hour. So I mean, it's moving at a decent pace here. It's not really particularly a small or not particularly a slow moving storm because whenever we were looking at the kinematics here. We were actually looking at the the winds throughout the atmosphere. Really, those mid upper level winds are actually pretty strong. Over 50 knots or so, which a lot of that movement's really going to be affected by those strong winds and all throughout the atmosphere. But anyways, so yeah, we do have that 70 mile an hour winds and golf ball hail. And then lastly, as far as the storms over here, so this is up in northwest Nebraska. We have this severe thunderstorm warning here, a considerable warning for 2-inch hail, slightly larger than golf ball hail, and 60 mile per hour wind gusts there, which this includes. Let's see, Big Hill intersection of Highway 61, Survey Valley Road, Morgan Lake, and Billy's Lake here. So that is where that's at. So yeah, we have 38 minutes on that one. This one is moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. So a little bit slower than this guy up here, about 15 mile per hour slower. Anyways, let's see. We have squeaked by just a few severe storms in Nashville so far. Yeah, Nashville should be pretty good. Most of that activity is mainly, just east of you guys, over in there in Nashville. So, yeah, I mean, as far as, like, the SPC's threat that we have here for today goes, Nashville is actually outside of that. And you guys are actually in a general thunderstorm threat, which is basically just saying, hey, potential for a couple of booms of thunder here. I mean, that is definitely a possibility of a couple storms, but, not expecting really any organized severe weather, but I mean, slightly east of Nashville, though, that's where that marginal level 1 severe threat does start. So you're right on the edge of it, but majority of Nashville's in that thunderstorm risk here. Max says, by the way, if I ask too much about an area for severe storm, just tell me. I don't want to be rude. No, you're good, friend. Absolutely. You're fine. Like I said, I'm here to help you guys and anything you guys need help with. And if there's any questions you have, I would really appreciate it if you did ask me because, I want to keep you guys informed and safe and all that stuff. So, please do not hesitate to ask here. We did just get a 50 mile per hour wind report on that one big storm in western South Dakota. Actually, it looks like we just got a new warning for northwestern South Dakota here. An extension to that one cell that's up in southwestern North Dakota. So now it's transitioning into South Dakota. This includes Watayuga. I think that's how you say that. But yeah, this is warned here for the next 36 minutes for tennis ball hail and 60 mile per hour winds moving southeast at 25 miles per hour here. So we do have that. That is a warning there. Crazy day, man. I tell you what, this has been some crazy coverage. I tell you, I mean, we have been just seeing all kinds of nasty storms. Where am I located? I'm here in Lakeland, Florida. So I'm a little far away from these storms here, but like I said, I cover just about the main 48 here for the most part. Usually the main 50. I mean, like Hawaii, I've been doing coverage on the tropics here, which I will take 1 second to tell you guys kind of what's going on here just for a brief moment. So yeah, we have a lot of activity popping off here in the trop. Is that a new area? Really? Okay. Well, first of all, we have disturbance 1. Now, this one right here could be a problem for the Antilles. I just made a video on this a little bit ago. Overall, 80% chance of tropical development in the next 7 days, 60% chance in the next 48 hours here. And then, of course, we do have that one storm, which is well far northeast of Bermuda. This has actually been increased to a 40% chance of development here, which it's gone up a bit. But yeah, apparently now we have disturbance 3, another wave here. This is just south of the Cabo Verde. 20% chance overall formation in the next 7 days, 48% chance, 48-hour chance, or 2-day, 10% chance here. And of course, the Pacific, Central Pacific. Now, this has a 90% chance of formation. That storm here, disturbance 1, is going to be a problem for Hawaii. And they're probably even going to have a hurricane making landfall, a tropical storm, if not a hurricane, making landfall for Hawaii. So if you know anybody out there, anybody who's out there, please let them know. And of course, we also have another disturbance now with a 70% chance of development here. And got a couple of depressions going on here in the West Pacific here. But yeah, anyways, just wanted to let you guys know about that real quickly. Just kind of wanted to do a quick little update. But yeah, we apparently now have another third wave in the Atlantic Basin. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. All right, so let's hop back over here, y'all. So if you're just tuning in, we are seeing a lot of nasty, nasty storms here. We actually have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this particular storm here. And this is here for the lower central portion of North Dakota, out there by Fort Yates and Selfridge here. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for 2.75-inch hail, which is baseball hail, in addition here to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. What's up, STN? Good to see you. Max says I have severe anxiety over tornadoes because sometimes we get warnings in Knoxville, but I've never really been in a real tornado. I'm in a mobile home, so I have to be somewhat alert. No, I get that 100%, Max. I get it 100%. But no, you're going to be fine, friend, especially from tornadoes. That threat is not out there. Like I can show you here what SPC does have. If you hop over to current day one outlook here, you know, as far as that, and let me go ahead and bring up our tornado risk here for today. No, thankfully the tornado risk is done. Out here by Nashville, I mean, and just honestly, just Tennessee here in, Knoxville, sorry. Just Tennessee in general. I mean, there is not even a 2% risk for tornadoes anymore. So every area here is less than 2%. But I mean, we do still have a 2% risk over across like western South Dakota, in which, that is there, which, a couple isolated spin up tornadoes are still theoretically possible, but still pretty unlikely as far as, it goes overall. But no, you should be good, friend. You should be mighty fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure you'll be absolutely okay. All right, let's head back over here to Nebraska. Yeah, this storm over here, this one has been nasty with the hail here. I mean, we had multiple reports. Actually, a little bit ago, there you go. There's that 4.5-inch hail report we had on this particular storm here. We had another 4-inch hail report, 2.75, 3-inch, 3-inch, and 1-inch reported here. I mean, some really nasty, really nasty hail was reported on that storm. But, I mean, it's still warned for, ping pong ball hail, which is down to 1.5 inches in diameter now, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So, thankfully, the hail threat has gone down, but it's still not zero. You know what I'm saying? So, thankfully, it is definitely not as crazy. But, yeah, they did definitely downgrade that a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, the winds have looked like they're dying down on this guy here, too, the one in western South Dakota. This is the one that had that 111-mile-per-hour winds reported on it. They also did lower the hail threat down to golf ball hail on that one and 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is still a big problem. Of course, as you can imagine. I mean, still golf ball hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds could easily break windows and stuff still. So, still recommended to be indoors away from windows and stuff like that. But yeah, we also do have, you can see that core here, that hail core, kind of just slightly northeast of Elm Springs. We did have a 55-mile-per-hour wind report over here at 2 UTC. So this was 13 minutes ago. Yeah, so really recent. We did report 55-mile-per-hour winds out there. Warning includes Crichton, which Crichton is getting ready, or Creighton, I think it is, in which, you guys are getting ready to get some of the heavier precipitation. It's kind of light right now, but it's going to start picking up here soon. Hilland, you guys are outside of it right now, but it is to your west. I mean, it is heading in that direction, so keep an eye out there for that. But yeah, out there by Crichton, it looks like the that hail core here, you can see, I mean, is honestly tracking directly towards you guys. So if you're out there by Creighton, I would not be surprised. I mean, if this storm continues to do what it's doing and all, I wouldn't be surprised if that hail eventually makes it out there towards you guys. So just please keep it out there for that here overall. Anyway, so that is what we got there. So let's head back up north here. They finally removed that. Let's see. Could it be a large line of storms from this storm? Current storm in South Dakota, like moving through Iowa and Illinois, Wisconsin. I'll show you what the future radar looks like. And so you can kind of see what we're going to be seeing here from this point forward. Like as we go down in time here, I mean, current time is 10:15 or so. So we're kind of at this point. We have that one cell up in Nebraska. Those grouping of storms in western South Dakota. Southern. That's a new one. South Central North Dakota here. But yeah, as we go forward down in time, you can see over the next several hours, those are just going to kind of work eastward. Not really developing into a line per se. A squall line or anything like that. So no, we're not really expecting any linear type of activity out of these storms here. So, all right, let's head back over here, you guys. Let's see. Oh, did my program crash again? It sure did. So that's just lovely. Let me go ahead and restart that again. Dude, like I said, I mean, I've had to restart GR2 probably like 5 or 6 times in this stream already. I don't know what's going on with it, man. Maybe I'll have to re-download it. I'm probably going to do that after the stream here. Let me write me a little note so I don't forget. I have my little notepad here. Hold on one sec. Let's do re-download GR2. There we go. Yeah, it probably just needs a fresh install because I'm not going to lie, I've had this installed for so long. It probably needs an update anyways, to be honest with you. So I'll do that after the stream. So hopefully that'll fix the problem here. Anyways, but yeah, over here by North Dakota, we did have that destructive warning. Now been downgraded to a considerable, but still, don't get me wrong, it's still a nasty storm. Tennis ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here on that one. People and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roofs, sidings, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees here. Let's see here. Max says, are these storms supposed to dissipate or weaken before they get to me? Where were you at again, Max? If you let me know, I'll look it up again for you. So we have another warning to the northwest of that cell here in, once again, kind of southwestern North Dakota. This is out there by Carson and Helly. I think that might be a new warning. Yeah, sure is. Brand new warning just got issued on that here. This is warned for ping pong ball hail, which is 1.5 inches in diameter, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So we do have that warning. However, now going into South Dakota. Oh, wow, look at this. A 66-mile-per-hour wind was just reported out by Elm Springs. All right. So, yeah, that is still warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts there on that one. So, that is that. But, yeah, over here in, like, kind of the central northwestern side of South Dakota up by, like, Watauga, this is a severe warning in effect for 2.5-inch hail, which is tennis ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that one. So, whew, still quite a lot of nasty storms popping off here. I mean, still definitely very strong. Let's see here. North, middle, east Knoxville. Gotcha. Here, let me bring you guys back over to future radar here. So, as far as Knoxville goes, I mean, we could still see a couple more storms through the night. It is a possibility here. Let me make sure we're on the latest run here. That's the 0 Zulu run here. Okay. So, yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the live radar here for you guys. So, yes, Knoxville. Yeah, right now we do have a cell over by Knoxville. And you can kind of see, or hold on a minute. Yeah, we do have those storms popping off by Knoxville. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Look at that little gust front there. Sparked an updraft and kicked off more storms by you. So, yeah, you're going to be getting these storms here pretty soon. In which, right now, they are sub-severe. They're not currently severe warned or anything like that right now. But we'll have to keep an eye on them. But, yeah, the model suggests them being out within the next, maybe 2 to 3 hours or so. What's up, following? Good to see you, friend. Say, good evening, Andrew. Anything coming to Georgia tonight? So, good to see you too, friend. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, out there by Macon, we're pretty good. We have a thunderstorm risk, which, doesn't rule out any storms. In fact, it says actually a couple storms are possible. Now, as far as let's see here. Let's hop you guys back over here real quickly to the radar. Oh, is it glitching on me again? Nope, not yet. Hold on a minute. We might make it to there. There we go. There's Macon. Yeah, so as you can see, actually, we just have a lot of, nimbostratus rain out there by you. Kind of just some even, just kind of a consistent light moderate rainfall just south of you for the most part. A little bit of storms out by Preston, Weston, Lumpkin area here in kind of southwestern, west central Georgia. But for where you're at, honestly, yeah, you look pretty good, friend. Future radar wise, if we go back over here to the models, and we do pull up Macon, honestly, yeah, you look pretty good. Not really expecting anything for you anytime soon. Let's see here. Jimmy says, do I know why there's such a low tornado risk in Illinois tonight? Trying to learn more about weather. Well, I tell you what, friend. SPC actually does not have Illinois in the tornado risk anymore. Earlier we did. We did have a tornado risk earlier, but if we go to the current day one outlook from SPC, Storm Prediction Center here, like if we go over to Illinois here, and we pull up our tornado probs, these areas are not zero, but they are less than 2%. So we're not expecting any organized, tornadoes to occur in these areas. Now, that's a little different for like western South Dakota. We have a 2% risk here. I know that says 0.02%. It's a bug in the program here. But yeah, we do have a 2% tornado risk here for like western South Dakota here and all. So an isolated spin up or two if possible. Not for Illinois though. So you guys are pretty good here. But do I know why there was? I'm assuming maybe why there was such a low tornado risk in Illinois. I mean, I'd have to go back in the models and kind of see what the kinematics and the thermodynamics look like. I know we had a lot of instability, great moisture and stuff like that. It had to come down to a kinematic issue, because typically for tornadoes, what you want is for the winds to increase in speed as you go up in altitude, in addition to the winds changing directions, pretty perpendicular between your low and your mid levels. So what I mean by that is typically you really want that south to north flow in our lower atmosphere, towards the surface and a couple kilometers up, yes, I said kilometers. That's what we use for soundings. You want the winds almost perpendicular to change direction, preferably west to east flow. So south to north flow in the lower levels, west to east flow in the lower mid levels, if that makes sense. So just you really want the winds to change aggressively in the lower levels and winds to increase with speed. That's what we look for tornadic activity. That's one of the main things anyways. Then of course you have to have a lot of moisture. If you have your dew points in the 50s, typically sometimes you'll have elevated storm structures, meaning the bottom base of the storm is actually up higher. Because tornadoes develop better in a low base storm, a storm that's closer to the ground, because that's actually a thing. The bottom of the storm can be lower and can be higher. You want for tornadoes them to be lower, and so typically in that environment you want your dew point to be higher, because higher dew point equals more overall total moisture capacity in the air, stuff like that. But anyways, I'm not going to nerd out too much right now for you, but yeah, no. Honestly, the reason it was low, it has to come down to a kinematic problem. I mean, I'd have to really look in the models and stuff like that, because I do know we had a lot of instability out there, and a lot of moisture, of course, But anyways, all right, heading back over here, you guys, to these active warnings. Like I had mentioned, we have a lot of storms popping off here, really mainly between North, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Let's see, we have a newer warning out by Carson for 1.5-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Storms moving east at 20 miles an hour. Southeast here for 48 North Dakota and Selfridge. This is a warning for the next 22 minutes for 2.5-inch hail. This is tennis ball hail, in addition to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here as well. In which we do have 22 minutes on that, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Then, of course, we go into kind of northwestern South Dakota. We have Watauga. I think that's how you say that. This is a warning here. This actually, oh wow, this is destructive now. Okay, so this is warned for 2.75-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, which that's baseball hail, yeah. So that's officially considered destructive. I believe it goes destructive 80-mile-per-hour winds or greater, and baseball hail and greater is what gives that severe thunderstorm warning a quote-unquote destructive tag, because you got SVR, which is just typical severe, SVRC, which is considerable severe thunderstorm warning, SVRD, destructive, in which this one's a SVRD. As you can see if you look at this, you see in the top left, it says SVRD ends and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's severe destructive. And that's, yeah, once again, it is warned for that baseball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but out there by Watauga for kind of north-central, slightly northwestern South Dakota here. Let's head back over here to Nebraska. Yeah, this storm over here in Nebraska has been producing a nasty amount of hail. We had, a little bit ago, we actually had reports of 4.5-inch hail. We have, two 3-inch hail reports, one 4-inch hail report, and a quarter-size hail report as well. We do have a warning on it still. The hail, thankfully, has gone down a bit. On this storm, we have 20 more minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning here for West Nebraska. This is warned here for 1.5 inch hail. In addition to, let's see here, 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. So yeah, golf ball hail, 60 mile per hour winds once again is still strong enough to break windows and break windshields and stuff like that. So still would really want you guys to just stay away from windows if you can for that particular storm here. It does say, let's see, locations impacted include Big Hill, intersection of Highway 61 and Survey Valley Road, in addition to Morgan Lake here as well, inside of that severe thunderstorm warning here. So anyways, that is where that warning is, where it's currently at. Actually, they just upgraded the hail again. It is now up to 1.75 inch hail, which is golf ball hail. So I saw 1.5 inch and I read golf ball hail. So yeah, no, 1.5 inch is ping pong ball hail. 1.75 is golf ball hail. So anyways, that's what those guys are doing. We have a lot of warnings out here. Let's see here. Looking at the current list, so you can see, SVRD, SVRC, that's your considerable warnings. D is your destructive. SVR is just your normal warnings here. Yeah, most of these warnings are between North and South Dakota, Nebraska. We do have a severe warning over in California here. Yeah, Lower California out here by Baghdad, north of Amboy. We have a warning in effect for 60 mile per hour winds and small hail. I believe earlier it was warned for quarter hail. Yep, sure was. So yeah, 60 mile per hour winds and quarter hail is from earlier. Now it's under quarter hail threshold, so we're now at just 60 mile per hour winds. Is the reason it's still warned, essentially. So we do have that warning. Also over here in Arizona, we have another warning over here. Southeast Arizona, this is a warning for Pierce, north of Elfrida. And this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the next 18 minutes here, in which we are seeing quarter hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Now, this storm is only moving northwest at 5 miles per hour. This thing is barely moving. Oh, my goodness. That storm is barely moving at all. Goodness gracious. But, yeah. So, that's what we got going on there. All right, I'll tell you what, we're going to hop back over here for a moment. I do want to look back at the sat view as far as what is going on here now. Yeah, we definitely do have a pretty good amount of convection popping off. You can really see where those storms were really popping off out there. We have this high pressure ridge. I'll go ahead and let this play here. But yeah, we do have this this big high pressured ridge in this area here, which is essentially, kind of keeping these areas here relatively dry, for a lot of the, a lot of the lower plains and like the lower Midwest and all. And you can just see, that the updraft is arced, around that high. And so, we're having a stronger wind shear, stronger kinematics up here, which is allowing those storms to become better organized and more severe and stuff like that. So, let's see. Can I look real fast and see any rotation near me, or is it just when? Nah, there's no warnings, man. Honestly, you're fine. Those winds are just simply coming from those storms that are nearby. The environment that those storms are in today is no longer or not even a concern for any tornadic development here. Like if I hop over here to our GR2 sorry, this is not GR2. What am I saying? Our meso analysis panel here, and we look out there kind of where those storms are. We do have 2,000 joules per kilogram. Typically for tornadoes, you really want those photographs to look like a big arch, like a really big hook almost. And we have a tiny little hook there, but that's not really much of a concern. Yeah, lower level winds are very weak, and so not really in the environment for tornadic activity per se. Like our lower level winds and all that stuff, we have, not really much of anything concerning. So now you're good, friend. Everything is fine. Just, those winds that you're getting, though, that is from, of course, that's there from those storms that are rolling through, which, those guys are not currently anything really to worry about as far as that goes. I can show you the radar for you, and if it helps ease you, which I'll go ahead and do real quickly. Let's hop you guys back over here. Hopefully this will help you. We'll bring it up for you. So let's go to select here. Let's go to, let's see here. Where's Tennessee? Here we go. Here's Tennessee up there. We'll go to Knoxville. There we go. Knoxville radar. Yeah, you're lucky. You have a radar nearby. So that helps a lot at seeing what's going on there. Yeah, definitely no rotation. A lot of this is just straight outflow. So the velocity here, the green shows you that air movement, the precipitation movement towards the radar. The red shows it moving away from the radar. And so, over here by Knoxville, you see there's a lot of red, not much green going on over here. For tornadoes, you want like a tight area of green and a tight area of red, which we're not seeing. So there's no rotation nearby. This is just straight flow. So what you're just seeing is just that outflow from these storms here. So not anything crazy. But I mean, it is storming pretty good out there. I will say that. I mean, there is definitely some heavy storms going on. There's a difference between heavy and severe. These are not severe. Not really expected to be anything damaging per se. I will tell you this though. I mean, just stay indoors. Don't be outside because there's still that lightning concern and stuff like that. But if you're inside, you should be good. But yeah, no rotation, not like that on there. You can see that there's actually a little bit of an outflow boundary here. If you look, see that kind of little noodle there. So that's your downdraft air. That explains why it's windy actually, because that's your downdraft. That cool air hitting the surface and pushing out here. Anyways, let's see what's up. Oh, real good to see you, friend. Max says another reason I was asking is planes at my local airport weren't taking off and landing. It doesn't matter if it's a severe storm or just a normal summertime storm. Aviation, in aviation, they avoid thunderstorms altogether because if a plane goes into an updraft of a storm, it cause severe turbulence, ice crystals, stuff like that. It could actually be a problem to the plane. So they actually just go around the convection. That goes for, like I said, even a severe storm or a non-severe storm. They would still avoid traveling in thunderstorms regardless. Any thunderstorm in general because of the high turbulence with the updraft and downdraft, which could push the plane up or push the plane down essentially. So, anyways, but that's that. Let's head back up north, you guys. To South Dakota, we actually do have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for McLaughlin. Oh, it's McLaughlin. Okay, never mind. Out there by Kinnell and Little Eagle. Okay, no, this is actually the considerable, not the destructive one. But this is still warned for tennis ball hail, 2.5 inches in diameter, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So, still is a pretty nasty storm here per se. Let's see here. We have Selfridge and Fort Yates here for North Dakota in that warning there too. 2-inch hail. And let's see here. Also, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. Let's see here. Now that destructive one, this is west of that cell. For South Dakota here up by Watauga. And this is out by, just kind of west of McIntosh, I think it is, maybe. West of Walker. This is here for 2.75-inch hail, which is tennis ball hail. Sorry, no, baseball hail. Baseball hail. That's why it's destructive, is for the baseball hail, but also 60-mile-per-hour winds and all. Let's see here. Heading back over down towards western South Dakota. Is that a new warning? Sure is. Yeah, we have a new severe warning in effect for Viewfield. Oh, wow. Yeah, you know what? Viewfield, South Dakota is actually probably getting some hail right now. And you see all that pinkish color? That's likely a big hail core that's out there right now. This is warned for 1.5-inch hail. Wind shouldn't be anything greater than 50 miles per hour. It should be less than 50. So it's actually not warned for damaging winds on this storm here by Wasta, Wicksville, Owanka. That's an interesting name. Let's see here. We also have Viewfield. But yeah, 56 minutes on that one, 1.5-inch hail on that. So yeah, really the main concern there is that. I'll tell you what though, a little bit ago we did have 55-mile-per-hour winds there was reported. That has to be from this outflow boundary that we have here. This gust front that we have on the storm. So that's where a lot of those strong winds would actually be in these storms here, is actually right on that gust front, because that's the leading edge of the downdraft air, where that downdraft air is pushing outwards and kicking up those winds and all. Anyways, let's head over here to Nebraska just for a moment. Let's see here. So yeah, we have a warning over here in kind of northwestern Nebraska. This one is warned here for still, 1.5-inch hail down to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. In which, that's still in effect here until, let's see how much longer we have on that. We have 10 minutes left on that warning there, so got a little bit longer on that one left. But you can kind of see where that hail core is, kind of where the purplish, pink colors are. That's where we do have that. Let's see here. NWW, has the hurricane season finally waked up? Yes, it appears so. It appears so, considering we have 3 active invests here now three active disturbances in the Atlantic basin. Like, if we hop back to the current outlook here, I mean, yeah, the Hurricane Center actually ended up adding a 3rd area now that we need to watch for. Tropical wave just offshore the coast of West Africa is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are forecast to be generally conducive for some development of the system during the next several days while it moves westward or west-northwestward across the east and central tropical Atlantic. So formation through the next 48 hours or 2 days, low 10%, which is unlikely to do anything by then. Why do I look red and orange right now? Anyways, formation chance through the next 7 days, 20% chance here. So, anyways, Max is just curious, how many confirmed tornadoes happened in Kentucky today? What I can do is I can bring up SPC's page because they have storm reports out there. I can do that. Here, let me switch over here real quickly. We'll go to storm reports for today. We had a lot of... Wow, look at that. So today was what, the 11th? Okay, so this was yesterday. Here's today. I don't see any tornado reports in Kentucky at all today. This is for today, the 11th. We did have, let's see, 3 reports, but 2 of them were for the same area here. A high-end EF1 with peak wind gusts of 110 miles per hour caused significant damage to 2 farmsteads at the beginning of its 2.4-mile-long path. That was today, apparently. Yeah, 8/11/26. See an EF1. So yeah, it was an EF1 tornado there, a high-end EF1. So it was almost EF2 earlier. And then we have another report out by Champaign, Illinois. But yeah, none in Kentucky. But yeah, look at all those reports out there from like significant hail and stuff we've been seeing out there, and the damaging winds and all. Yeah, those storms over here in Nebraska and all are the really nasty ones in the Dakotas. But yeah, none in Kentucky though that I've seen confirmed, at least from SPC's log that they have there of storm reports. All right, heading back over here to North Dakota. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here south of Glen Ullin, or Ullin, I think it is, west of Almont. This is a warning for the next 23 minutes. Storms moving east at 25 miles per hour. See, max hail size up to golf ball size, which is 1.75 inches in diameter here, and wind gusts up to 60 mile per hour winds there. So yeah, definitely some strong winds, kind of heading out there by the Almont area here. So just a bit of a heads up for you folks. Over here by also southern North Dakota, we have Fort Yates and Selfridge and a warning here for the next 7 minutes for also golf ball hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. The storm is kind of pushed out of Selfridge and Fort Yates at this point. I mean, still light precipitations falling by Fort Yates. Selfridge kind of pulling out of that precipitation now. Yeah, that majority of the storm is just south of you guys, but lightning can still strike up to 10 miles away from a thunderstorm, so still look out for that. Still stay indoors for a little bit longer until you can't hear thunder anymore. And then, of course, also here for like southwestern North Dakota, we have another warning for Haines for, once again, more of the southwestern side for the next 22 minutes. Storms moving southeast at 25 miles per hour, and max hail size up to 1.5 inches in diameter, max wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And you can see what appears to be maybe a little bit of a hail core just slightly east of Haines. You can see there, kind of rolled through Haines, it looks like. That's likely where that hail would be within that storm, particularly here. Looking at the velocities and all, I mean, mostly inbound winds here to the radar and all. So then we switch over to South Dakota. Here for northern South Dakota, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, an extension from the one storm by Fort Yates, North Dakota, and Selfridge. For South Dakota, including McLaughlin, out there by Kennel, including Little Eagle. And this one we have 36 minutes left on it. And let's see here, moving southeast at 19 knots, which is 25 miles per hour. So, I mean, it's not a very fast-moving storm. I mean, it's moving at a decent pace, I guess. But, yeah, we have golf ball hail on this one, too, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that particular warning for Kennel, South Dakota, McLaughlin, and Little Eagle. Then west of that, we have another warning out there by Watauga. And this majority of the storm has already passed through Watauga. And you can see that they did remove that one warning that was for North Dakota behind it. But that extension warning for Watauga is still there, which we have 5 minutes left, so not much longer. But we do have max hail size up to ping pong ball size, which is 1.5 inches in diameter and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. That hail core is a lot further southwest of Watauga from what it looks like. I mean, you can kind of see this little blob here where we do have the pink and the purples here. That is there where we do have... where we are likely seeing that hail core here overall here. As far as velocities go, though, I mean, honestly, the velocities don't appear to be anything super high, but we're going to remember, I mean, it is still warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts in addition to that, so keep that in mind here. Let's see, power odds out where you're at. Okay, well, hopefully it'll come back on soon, friend. What's up, Michael? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. All right, so then we hop down to more of like southwestern South Dakota. We still have this nasty storm over here. I mean, this is still 67 mile per hour wind gusts reported here south of Creighton, I think it might be, just a little bit ago. Let's see here. This warning expires in 4 minutes, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazard 70 mile per hour wind gusts on this one, and ping pong ball sized hail, which is 1.5 inches in diameter. So that includes Creighton, Hilland, Elm Springs area here. Just a big blob of a storm, as you can kind of see here. So still is storming pretty good out there. You can see, once again, those pink areas. That's likely where those larger hailstones are going to be, kind of near Elm Springs. We have a little bit of pink showing up there on the radar, which that's probably where some of that hail is located. Also, just kind of southwest of Creighton, you can see we have this other pink area here. This is where we do have, a little bit of... a little bit of hail out there as well, so that is something that we need to look out for, mainly just kind of southwest of Creighton. And then we go a little bit further west. We actually have another warning. This is actually another cell. We might have a merge going on here between these two cells here. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect out here. Once again, this is for kind of the west central southwestern side of South Dakota. And this severe thunderstorm warning includes the view field area. But if you look at the radar, view field is now kind of on the edge of that storm. The storm's moving away from them. So view field is honestly kind of more on the light precipitation. But still, there's probably still some pretty close cloud-to-ground lightning strikes happening nearby, in which I would recommend that you just still stay indoors until the warning gets canceled. Or sorry, I don't know why I said that. No, not that. Just... stay, or honestly, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea anyways, but just stay indoors until you stop hearing thunder. That's really the main thing there. And then, of course, we have like Wicksville, which you guys are starting to kind of get more into the heavy activity here. Still, the strongest of it still yet to hit like Wicksville here. You can see that the storm is tracking towards you guys here. Same thing for Owanka. Did I say Wanka earlier? I think it's Wonka. Oh my gosh. Out by Wasta. We also have this warning here too. Now this one's warned here for, let's see here, 1.5 inch hail, and that's it. Actually, this is not even warned for damaging winds at all. In fact, winds should be under 50 miles per hour here overall. But yeah, you can see kind of where that pinkish color once again is. That's where that hail core likely is. So if you don't know what we're looking at here, this is the reflectivity, which a lot of you guys know what this is, but if you don't, the greens that we see, the blue and the greens, represent light rain. The yellows represent kind of the moderate rain, kind of the yellows and orange represents kind of a moderate rainfall rate, a little bit bigger drops and stuff like that. The red, that indicates heavy rain. And then once we go into the pink here, this is where we are seeing heavy rain and a mixture of hail starting to kind of be a thing here, more than likely. So where you see where you see pink, you could assume that there might be some hail going on in that. Now, it's not always the case, but, majority of the cases, I mean, especially for today, a lot of that is likely some hail that's going on in there. But yeah, if you start really seeing like purple involved, like some of these color pixels and even white, yeah, that's big hail, which we did see some white earlier, which is crazy. High end DBZ is what we go off of. It's the echoes that we've returned back to the radar is very strong. So anyways, but yeah, we do have that here. So then we go into Nebraska. It actually looks like we have an extension warning that they issued here just now. So yeah, this was that storm that had the history of producing all kinds of nasty stuff here. So this warning's for the next 46 minutes, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour here. Let's see, max hail size up to 1.25 inch hail, which this is $half hail, which is, I mean, slightly larger than quarter size, but if you see a $0.50, you know how large that is. But yeah, so a little bit of hail possible in that. It's definitely a lot lower than that 4.5 inches we had reported earlier, which is insanity. But it is also warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds here too. Now, this does include the intersection of Highway 61 and Survey Valley Road. Also including the Highway 61 between mile markers 168 and 183. So it appears to be mainly rural areas, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do this, actually. Let me go ahead and pull up our GIS in background. I kind of want to see... Oh, yeah. That is as rural can get. Yeah, that's... Wow, that terrain looks interesting. Huh, look at that. But yeah, that's about as rural can get. It just looks like there's just a bunch of roads, just some back roads and stuff like that, just in the middle of nowhere. It looks like to the south, though, we have a few little cities or towns here, but nope. Yeah, where that warning is, I mean, that's just rural territory. Anyways, so that's that. Let's see here. Michael says, I like your content and tuning in almost every time you go live. Oh, well, I appreciate it, friend. Appreciate your support, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's head back over here to, let's see, actually Arizona. Yeah, we have a severe warning in effect for southeast Arizona. Probably about to expire. I only have 44 minutes on that here. And, oh, you know what it is? So there's something blocking the beam. Y'all see that here? So given the terrain out here in Arizona, it's pretty rocky, pretty mountainous. You can see that this right here is blocking some of those lower level scans, which is why it's not looking like anything here. I guarantee you, maybe if I pull up a higher... I knew it! I was going to say, if I pull up a higher angle, so we're scanning higher up, we can actually see in that storm. Because at the lower levels you can see, you hardly see anything. Because there's likely mountains blocking that radar beam. So we're not seeing anything here. That's why it looks like there's nothing there. But if we tilt the radar beam up so it goes over the mountaintops, there you go. There's your storm. Which, yeah, it is warned here for quarter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds there. So that is that. So, yeah, we have 43 minutes on that. Moving. y'all better hold your britches for a second. This thing is very fast moving. Okay, very fast moving. It's moving northwest at 5 miles per hour. No, it is a slow as heck moving storm here. Honestly, it's nearly stationary. And the problem with stationary storms is like they sit over an area for a long period of time. And the fact that they do that, it just basically allows for, just continuous heavy rainfall if it just sits there for a while, which could lead to, some flooding and stuff like that here. Anyways, but yeah, hopping back to South Dakota on our most concerning storm right now. So yeah, this is our considerable warning. They actually have, this is our last considerable warning right now. We have no more destructives, knock on wood. We just have we just have the one considerable and then a couple of normal severe warnings here. But yeah, we have that considerable warning here in effect for South Dakota. 67-mile-per-hour wind was reported here at 2:20 UTC, which was 27 minutes ago. That was reported, so yeah, a little bit ago. Let's see, a 66-mile-per-hour wind was reported there too at 12:05 UTC, so this was 42 minutes ago. 52-mile-per-hour winds was reported here at 2:30 UTC. This was 17 minutes ago. 64 at 2:35, so that would have been what? 13 minutes ago, maybe? No. Yes. Yeah. I was going to say my math isn't mathing quite well. Yeah, so 64 on that. Wow! 79. Oh, wow. Okay. So this was as of about 11 or 12 minutes ago. A 79-mile-per-hour wind gust was reported on that storm here. This is in Pennington County, South Dakota here. They're going to make that strong. Oop. They sure... Look at that! They just did! 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts and ping-pong ball hail. Okay, I was going to say. Holy cow. Oh my goodness, David! Thank you so much, friend, for the $5 on CashApp. Saying thank you for the coverage, buddy. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. That helps me out a ton. It allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you so much, friend. That was really sweet of you. Big shout out to you. Okay, we just got a 3.25 inch hail report here. Measured hailstone found 20 minutes. Let's see here. After the storm had passed. Found in a ditch filled with mostly golf ball and tennis ball sized hail. So that's in southern North Dakota. That's out by Selfridge. Now, the storm's obviously well out of that area now. It's actually in South Dakota now. Wow. Oh, look at that. We had a 76. Okay, look at this. 76 mile per hour wind was just reported in the Mesonet at 240 UTC. So that was 9 minutes ago. About 10 minutes ago, actually. Golly. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, friend. See, the power on, power out's making me mad. It happens. That reminds me of Milton. Yeah, we had our power out for 6 days, and it sucked. That's the worst part of storms is honestly, or for hurricanes anyways, is really the power outages. I think. Yeah, I didn't know AC and stuff like that. It's like, ugh, it sucks. But yeah, no, we do have a 76 mile per hour wind report out there. We had another one of 79 not too long ago before that either. So, yeah. I mean, within the last 20 minutes, we've had 76 and 79 mile per hour winds reported here on this particular storm. And so this is for kind of the southwestern side of South Dakota. The warning includes Crichton, also including the Wasta area, out there by Wall, out there by Quinn, Cottonwood, and Phillip. So also out there by Interior there too. Let's see, we have 54 minutes on this warning here. It's moving southeast at 13 miles per hour. Not 13, 30. I didn't want to mistaken you guys. It's 30. 30. See, 80 mile per hour winds, yeah, in golf ball hail. So, I mean, that's a big problem. Golf ball hail with 80 mile per hour wind gusts, I mean, that's enough to, easily shatter windows and stuff. Let's see, automated observations, impact, flying debris, damage. What? Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Locations impacted include Phillip, Wall, Interior, Wasta, Quinn, Grindstone, Cactus Flat, Cedar Pass, Crichton, Cottonwood, Delta 1 Launch Facility, Delta 9 Missile Silo. What the heck? Are we talking like ICBMs here? Minuteman Missile Visitor Center. No way. Ranger Station, Grindstone Butte, and Northeastern Badlands National Park. That's crazy, dude. Look at that. Delta 1 Launch Facility, Delta 9 Missile Silo, and the Minuteman Visitor. I know Minuteman was an ICBM. That's crazy. So yeah, that's here in South Dakota. Yeah, I mean that's out there by Cottonwood, Quinn, Phillip, Wall. So that's where that warning's at. But yeah, this thing is moving, like I said, southeast at 30 miles per hour here. Rose says weather's getting more and more extreme. At least lately it has. It seems like we've been seeing some crazy stuff today. I mean, today we had the biggest gust I seen today was 111 miles an hour, which is nuts. And then the biggest hail I've seen today was 4.5 inches in diameter. So yeah, it's been a heck of a day. Not to mention, all the activity going on in the tropics now. How we have, now another third area of disturbance here in the Atlantic Basin, and of course our two areas here in the Eastern and Central Pacific. So yeah, I mean it's been pretty active. Actually, I tell you what, I do want to hop you guys over here real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this high. We don't need that no more. So yeah, here's today's risk that we have. I do want to take a peek at tomorrow real quickly. Tomorrow's day 2. Yeah, so we do actually have 2 other slight risks for tomorrow. As far as the threat goes, we do actually have a tornado threat for tomorrow for central and lower Illinois, central and lower Indiana, and bits of western and southwestern Kentucky. So that's a 2% tornado risk. I mean, it's a pretty low end probability for tornadoes, but a couple spin-ups are possible for tomorrow across that green area there. Damaging winds, let's see here, non-significant right now, so mainly gusts between 60 and 70 mile per hour winds will be possible tomorrow. 5% chance area here across the Brown, which covers a lot of the Midwest, central upper plains, even the mid-Atlantic, bits of the southeast here, Ohio Valley, and so So 5% across the brown, 15% across the yellow, which that includes bits of Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky. Another one out by Nebraska, South Dakota, Kansas, and Colorado there as well. Let's see here. And then, of course, lastly, our hail threat tomorrow. Big 5% across the brown, too, and a 15% across the yellow. So as far as hail size tomorrow, mainly between 1 to 2 inches in diameter here. So nothing significant as of now, but, knock on wood. So that's for tomorrow here, being on Wednesday. Then we go into Thursday, day 3, lastly. We just have a big stick of a marginal risk here all the way from western West Virginia all the way to central Colorado. So, yeah. Like I said, I was wanting to get that winter forecast out for you guys because I've been working on, it's, I've been getting the graphics and stuff like that together, which I've been working on. But, since the fact that we have so much stuff going on right now, I might need to delay it till probably later this month. Considering the fact that we have all this tropical activity and, of course, all of this severe thunderstorm activity going on right now, it's like I might need to extend it. I might need to have a further deadline because I was planning on having it out by the 15th, but I don't know about all that. I'll still try, but if I need to extend it, don't be surprised. All right, let's go back over these warnings here, y'all. So this is for North Dakota. We have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Almont, New Salem, and Judson. This is in effect for the next 34 minutes, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So once again, Almont, Judson, and New Salem here. So 1.75 inch hail, golf ball hail, and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. So that is what we got going on there. So yeah, definitely golf ball hail it's definitely a pretty big concern. Plus 60 mile per hour winds there, so it could break windows. So just stay away from windows if you can. I'd recommend going more towards the central interior portion of your home. We have another warning in southwestern North Dakota here. This is a little guy. 3 minutes left on this one. Quarter hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts out by Haines. So just a bit of a heads up there. But then we go into our destructive warning here. This is for South Dakota. If I can get to the radar here, the KUDX radar. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cottonwood, Quinn, Wall, Crichton, out there by Wasta. So yeah, this is our nasty one that we have here. Some of the others are nasty too, but yeah, this one's warned for 80 mile per hour wind gusts there, in addition to golf ball sized hail. And the thing is about this storm is that the winds have been observed. They have been because this was at 2:40 UTC. We had a 76 mile per hour wind report here. So 2:40 was 16 minutes ago. As of 16 minutes ago, we had a 76 mile per hour wind report out there, which is unbelievable. And then, of course, we have 79 reported east of Wicksville. This one was at 2:36 UTC, so this would have been 21 minutes ago. So, still fairly recent, But yeah, another 79. Did I say 76? 79. The other one was 76. This one's 79. So, yeah, we've already had like 80 mile per hour winds reported here. Yeah, definitely a pretty nasty one. We have a lot of other reports too, like 64 and 52, 66. So yeah, these guys are definitely pretty nasty. But yeah, this one's warned for 80 mile per hour wind gusts and golf ball hail. So yeah, wind-driven hail like that's not a good thing. You can really see where that hail core is though across the pinkish purple area, which that hail core is coming right up on Quinn. So if you guys know anybody out there by Quinn, let them know. If you're in Quinn, go indoors away from windows and towards the middle portion of your home, like a hallway or interior bathroom or something would be a good idea. I would treat this similarly to a tornado warning, considering how strong these winds are and how big of hail we're seeing in this storm. I would definitely recommend that you do that. But yeah, that hail core is right near Wall as well. It looks like the majority of that should just pass east of Wall, but still, we're in that warning there, of course, for once again, golf ball hail and 80 mile per hour winds there. But yeah, it's coming right. That hail core is going right towards Quinn, South Dakota here. So just a bit of a heads up there. Looks like we had a 51 mile per hour wind report here. This is from that outflow boundary here. Look at that. From the Department of Highways. So yeah, we've been seeing a lot of Department of Highway, reports here today. In which I think I think they have anemometers. They got to have anemometers, is why they're measuring like precise numbers. It would say estimated, but it doesn't. It just says Department of Highway. So I'm assuming maybe they have weather stations maybe it's not like a physical person holding an anemometer or something. It's got to be some type of like maybe dot weather station or something. I don't know. I really don't know. All right, let me head back down here to Nebraska. Oh, did we get a new hail report come through? Oh, wow. Look at that. From the public, we had reports of 3.5-inch hail on this storm here. So, yeah, if you look at it, you can actually see that that outflow boundary that we have here. So what's essentially going on, in this particular storm here, I mean, you can see this. Honestly, it has like a supercell look to it. You can see that little hook that we have there. But yeah, if you look at it here, you can actually see, that cooler air. That's your downdraft air, kind of pushing outwards. And so this is your gust front. This is that outflow boundary gust front. Same thing, just different name here. But yeah, you can see that that's actually kind of pushing out there. Let's see here. I think I just jinxed myself. This thunder in now in Nashville. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, well, you should be fine though. As long as you hear thunder, you're close enough to be near that lightning. So just make sure that you are indoors and you should be good. But yeah, with Nashville and all though, I mean, yeah, you guys really aren't under much of a concern here. I can bring that up for you though. We'll do that real quickly. Let's head back over to Nashville, Tennessee here. I'll go ahead and pull up your radar for you, friend. So there's Nashville. Oh, so you're just seeing this little guy over here. Yeah, so this little guy is far from anything concerning. Yeah, it is not anything that's warned, and it's just a little baby thunderstorm. A little bit of thunder on it. Yeah, I mean, look at that little bit of gusty winds on it. It's a baby storm. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you what, though, there's a pretty... I will tell you this, friend. You see this long line here? That's actually another outflow boundary coming from these set of storms up north. So you're going to notice if this thing is still intact by the time it gets to Nashville, because it's heading directly towards you, you're going to notice the winds maybe pick up a little bit, as well as the temperature cool down on just a tad, because you're getting that cooler mid-upper level air from these thunderstorms that are sinking down. So yeah, you're getting a lot of that downdraft air, which, yeah, if you're on that line, you're going to notice those winds pick up a little bit, as well as the, like I said, the temperatures drop a little bit. But yeah, these guys are not currently severe warned. We just have a lot of popcorn cells, a lot of multicellular thunderstorms over here in central and eastern Tennessee right now. So anyways, that's what we got going on out there. All right, let's head back up to South Dakota. Let's see here. All right, good night, Michael. Thanks for joining, friend. So yeah, we head back over here to North Dakota. Actually, we're going to start over here for a minute. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for New Salem, Judson, and Almont. So New Salem, you guys are not in the precipitation yet, but you're right up on that wall, so you're getting ready to start getting some of that rainfall. Judson, same thing. I mean, you guys are still in the clear. I mean, right now it's not raining for you, but you're getting ready to get that storm here. Now Almont, you guys are kind of experiencing the worst of it right now. As you can see, Almont's kind of in that reddish color, and so the reddish here indicates heavy rain that's going on right now. Now the pink, that's where we are seeing some of that hail, and this thing is warned for golf ball hail, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So let's see here. Rose says, better go to Home Depot and get a lantern. I got mine at Walmart in Alaska for about $50, battery and charge. Oh, wow. Yeah. I actually have one of those out in my shed outside, too, that I have. I actually use that as my shed light. They work pretty good. They sure do. But anyways, can I look over Knoxville again, please? Yeah, I could do that. But yeah, just remember, there's nothing going on out there. There's nothing severe. I know you're a little worried, but it's okay. It'll be all right. Here, I'll head over there for you real quickly. I mean, I know there's nothing going on over there, but I'll do it for you if I can even find Tennessee. Hold on. Where's Tennessee? Here's the T's. So, here we go. Knoxville. All right, let's switch over here real quickly. Yeah, these are just a bunch of multicellular storms that are rolling through. Knoxville. Let's see, where's Knoxville? Okay, Knoxville is like right over here. Oh, no, there's Knoxville right there. Okay. So yeah, Knoxville, you can see we are getting a little bit of moderate precipitation right now, but these are not a concern. These are really not anything super crazy here. Yeah, I'm not concerned about these storms right now, to be honest with you. I'm really not. These are just kind of normal thunderstorms at this point. I mean, there's no warnings on them right now, knock on wood. Even if there was, they would mostly just be for potential gusty winds within the storms. No tornado threat at all. I mean, there's absolutely nothing even remotely close to rotation within these storms here right now. I mean, it honestly doesn't look like anything really is going on in them tornadically, so don't worry about that. I know that was your main concern and all, but nah, we're good. But we do have a concern up north, though, for like the Dakotas, which is very far away from you. Very far away. Anyways, but yeah, going into South Dakota, we have a severe warning up by Quinn. So yeah, you guys up by Quinn, South Dakota, y'all are likely seeing some big hail at this point, or if not, getting ready to very, very soon. So this right here is a destructive severe thunderstorm. Now, the main concern actually is not hail, but I mean, we do have golf ball hail in it, which is a big concern itself. But max wind gusts up to 69 knots, which is actually 80 mile per hour wind gusts. So yeah, 80 mile per hour wind gusts and golf ball sized hail. So that is definitely a pretty nasty storm out there, which, we did have reports once again of 76 and 71, also 79 mile per hour winds reported there too. So yeah, we did have a lot of nasty winds reported out of this storm here. But yeah, Quinn, Cottonwood's starting to get into some of that moderate precipitation now. Quinn's in the heaviest of it. Out there by Wall, we are seeing a lot of that heaviness kind of, go away there, kind of lighten up a little bit here. Things cutting out again. My program broke again. But we do have another cell here that's kind of northwest of Wall here. All right, let me go ahead and restart my GR2. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I've been having that glitch all day long today. The good news is it loads up instantly, so so you don't got to sit for hours like some of these other programs I use. But yeah, but yeah, we do have that warning there once again for 80 mile per hour wind gusts and golf ball sized hail. All right, so then we hop back down to Nebraska. Over here, we recently had that 3.5 inch hail report from the public. Now, this warning is warned for just 1.25 inch hail, which is $0.50 sized hail here overall. See, 60 mile per hour wind gusts here, radar indicated threat. So we do have that. Yeah, there is a lot of lightning going on here. Lightning. Hold on. Large hail, damaging winds, and continuous cloud to ground lightning is occurring with these storms here. So, yeah, lightning is a concern here. So just please make sure you're indoors, away from windows. But yeah, this warning here includes intersection of Highway 61 and Survey Valley Road. So really, not really many places are in this warning. Thankfully, a lot of that is rural areas here for the most part. So. Anyways, but that's what we got going on there. All right, y'all, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a minute here, just a little bit of a break from the current weather. I do want to take a look at the tropics, though, with you guys, because we do actually have an invest now in the storm here. So we're going to detour, take a look at the tropics for a minute, because we are seeing now 92L, which, we now have hurricane models. Oh, buddy. We're getting into the good stuff now. So look at that. That is the most straight of hurricane model agreement I think I've ever seen. I mean, look how linear and perfect in line these things are. Anyways, but yeah, we do have ourselves, next 24 hours this is that 24-hour mark. So a day from now, 48 hours, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So the problem is that, this system 92L out here in the Atlantic we're watching is probably going to go right over the Antilles. So we do need Antilles to really be monitoring this storm here because, we are going to have that system go towards you guys out there. So Antilles need to monitor this very closely. Honestly, I would watch it here in the Eastern Caribbean in general, like Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands would keep an eye on it too. But yeah, it does look like the Antilles might actually have a direct hit with this storm here. Now, as far as the strength of it goes from these intensity guidance models, we do have, as you can see, a gradual increase in strength here with this system. Majority of models do have this thing being a tropical storm. So I would not be surprised if this thing is actually a tropical storm as we hit the Antilles. So just a bit of a heads up there. Just wanted to let the Antilles, know if you're on vacation out there, if you know anybody out there, just a bit of a heads up there for you guys here. As we go down in time with the GFS here, now GFS really doesn't show a lot of anything crazy on that. I do want to bring up the hurricane models though. Let's see, HWRF hasn't ran for 92L. Same thing with the, HMON hasn't either. Let's do HAFSA because this one has ran with the model here. Now, HAFSA has this thing, the pressure down into the lower mid 1000 mark here. So let's see. We'll just pull up our lower level dynamics or mid here. Yeah, HAFSA really doesn't show a whole lot of that system. But majority of the main hurricane models on the spaghetti plots we did see that did show a pretty good amount of support of the system actually doing that. HAFSB has it a little bit better maybe. Yeah, honestly, really not anything super crazy from these models particularly, which is good. But like I said, though, there is still a lot of information we need to learn about this system, and it could absolutely change between now and then. So, I mean, considering we're talking over 100 hours out, there is a lot of changes that could still happen between now and then. Let's see here. Let's look at our moisture. It appears, I mean, there could be some dry air involved, which that could definitely lower its strength here overall. Yeah, it definitely looks like it does go maybe into a little bit of dry air, maybe some strong winds and all here too, some wind shear. I think there is some wind shear in this environment, but anyways. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. Oh, what's up, Carrot? Good to see ya. Let's see here. What's up, Haley? Good to see ya. Rose says, I heard thunder 3 times. Let's see, in the last 10 years in Alaska, only a couple of rumbles. Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's not as common as it is for some of these other areas here, that's for sure. And also, I do want to hop you guys over here to the Pacific for a moment for Invest 93C, because Hawaii, unfortunately, is going to be in the direct line of fire with this one. You can see there's the Hawaiian Islands here, and you can see all these models having this system going directly over Hawaii. Now, there is one of the kind of one of the outcast model runs, or kind of showing it going further north than literally all the other ones. So we need to lean more towards the one that, suggests more of the model showing it, but it goes directly over Hawaii, unfortunately. So Hawaii needs to really monitor this here. Now, the models do suggest this thing actually probably even being a hurricane. If we go to 93C, on the HWRF model here, as we go down in time here, I mean, you can see gradual development is expected. Pressure getting down into the lower 980 millibar range just before hitting Hawaii here. So there's your HWRF here. It shows a plentiful amount of moisture with that system here overall. I mean, it looks pretty decent there, but yeah, it does work its way there towards Hawaii, so that's that. HMON here, as far as this model goes, I don't know what the heck this model's doing. Oh, wait, this is 93L. What is it doing? Hold on, I think I clicked the wrong one. Whoops, HMON 93C. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, so 93, the HMON's not as aggressive as you can kind of see here, at least from the 18 Zulu run, having that pressure more down in the mid 1000 mark, which is a possibility. HAFSA here, 93C, yeah, has the system making landfall in Hawaii as either a tropical storm or maybe a low-end hurricane. So that's that. We'll have to look out for that. HAFSB, let's see, shows kind of the same thing. Yeah, maybe a tropical storm, if not maybe hurricane out there at that time. But anyways, yeah. But I just wanted to let you guys know in Hawaii we do need to watch out for the weather here. We'll keep you guys in the loop here. All right, back over to severe weather. We have a couple of warnings. We have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning here for South Dakota. Pretty nasty storm out by Quinn and Cottonwood. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the next 32 minutes. Let's see, we do have 1.75 inch hail and 80 mile per hour wind gusts here on this particular storm. So 80 mile per hour wind gusts and golf ball sized hail on that particular storm here. Now to the west of that we have Owanka, which actually Owanka is, there's another warning out here, but Owanka is actually kind of out of the storm at this point, but it is tracking southeastward. This is warned for 60 mile per hour winds and quarter sized hail. So that's that. The one over here in Nebraska, we have, let's see, how much longer we got on this guy. We have 16 more minutes out here. This is the one that's in the rural area here for the most part. So this was for 1.25 inch hail. It's actually downgraded a little bit in addition to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So thankfully, things are looking a little bit better in some of these areas here. But yeah, also up here for North Dakota though, we have like Judson, which you guys are starting to get some of that heavy precipitation and even some hail. This is warned for golf ball hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So yeah, Judson, you can see is kind of in that reddish area there. That's where we are seeing some of that heavy rain. The pink colors here, that's where we are likely seeing some of that, some of that hail. Oh, wow, look at that. We just had a 68-mile-per-hour wind report come through, a 304 UTC. Oh, wow. Okay, so that was there at, 10 minutes ago. Just 10 minutes ago, we had 68-mile-per-hour winds reported southwest of Judson, kind of northeast of Almont. We got 15 more minutes left on this warning here. Once again, it's 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and golf ball hail. So, yeah, the hail's likely out by the Judson area right now. To the south, we have another warning out by St. Anthony. Also warned for golf ball hail, which is 1.75 inches in diameter. But we also do have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here as well on this particular storm here. So that is what we got going on for that storm here. Let's see here. But that is what we got happening with that particular storm. So anyways, just wanted to let you know. But thankfully, the number of warnings have gone down dramatically comparing to earlier. Like earlier, whenever we were live, because we've been live streaming for over 2.5 hours at this point. And, when we first started, there was like 20-something warnings, I think. I mean, there was a lot of warnings. And thankfully, they have shrunken quite a bit as far as number. But there is still some real strong ones out there, like we had mentioned, 70-mile-per-hour winds on that one and all. But yeah, it's been a heck of a day, man. All right, let's head back over to mesoanalysis, actually. I do want to pull that up. That's power outages. Let me actually do that real quickly. Let me try this again. Look at the power outage map here again for y'all. See if anything's changed on that. Let's backtrack. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's refresh this, make sure we have the latest data here. Okay, so yeah, Illinois, we have 180,000 people basically without power. Indiana, 128,000 people basically without power there. Ohio, 247,000 people without power. Kentucky, 79,000. Tennessee, 18,000. North Carolina, 12,000. And West Virginia, 23,000 people. So, yeah, definitely quite a bit. But yeah, I do want to bring up mesoanalysis here. We're going to go and do that now. Let me go and bring this up here. Okay, so yeah, as far as these storms go, up into Dakota. So there's that big storm in South Dakota. Yeah, this environment has over 3,800 ML Cape, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's just instability. There's a lot of instability. I mean, you could have severe weather in as little as a couple hundred ML Cape, and we have 3,800. So that's a lot. It's a bit overkill. You can see that typical range for severe storms and all. Typically 1,000 plus is where you really want it for like severe weather events. You can see we're well past that threshold. Yeah, so that's pretty overkill, if you ask me. Photographs, you can see some curvature on them, showing us the change in wind direction and speed with altitude. We have our skew T chart showing that instability. You can see that fat cape with our parcel path dotted line here and our red temperature line throughout the atmosphere. We do have some dry levels, though. I mean, on all layers, basically, from the surface to the upper levels. I mean, those dew points are definitely high enough, in the 60s and 70s and all, in which supplying a great amount of moisture to these storms here. What really is allowing today to really organize these, or what's really allowing for these storms to organize in the beast is, the strong winds that we have in our mid-levels, above like 20,000 feet or so, 20, 30, 40,000 feet. Our winds are like 45 to 65 knots, which is pretty strong. That's really strong, and that allows for the storm to effectively be well maintained and of course, have strong updrafts and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And, of course, our D cape here, like we talked about, our downward cape or downdraft cape here is at 1,500 joules per kilogram, which that is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of D cape. So that's definitely, that contributes a lot to our, our damaging winds and stuff like that we have here. But it's just been one heck of a day, man. I tell you. I'm excited for hurricane season start. Well, it's already started. It started on June 1st. But yeah, it looks like it's really starting to get active now, as far as everything goes. But yeah, no, I'm ready for it. I mean, I enjoy tracking tropical cyclones. I mean, I don't like what they do. I don't like the problems they cause. But I mean, I live in Florida. I mean, I love a good storm. I love a good hurricane. Once again, not the damage part with it, not the power outage part with it, because that sucks. Without AC, but just the thrill of being in a storm. I mean, I know there's some people out there who agrees with me and some that don't, but yeah, I mean, I'm ready for it. Alrighty, friends. I tell you what, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and call it a night. We've been live for over 2.5 hours, so I feel like we got a pretty chunky coverage in for you guys today, or for tonight. I'm getting a little sleepy. I got to get some dinner and all. I had a pizza earlier, and I'm going to eat the rest of that, I think, for dinner, so think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions before I roll off here, before we go ahead and call it a stream, go ahead and throw it down in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys might have. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it here. Gonna get some dinner and all, but I just want to say, everybody, thank you all for joining. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button. It'll be much appreciated. It's free, which I really deeply appreciate it. One thing I'm gonna do for you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and gift some memberships to you guys. We need to start. I know I keep saying I need to do memberships and stuff like that, which I do. I do want to gift some memberships for you guys, though. Let's see, how do I do that? I think I go here, membership gifting. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and give y'all 5 memberships to random people. So there you go. Just to help you guys out. So Rose, Mountain, Thrag, Purdy, and Melissa, congrats, y'all. You're now a member on our channel. Let's see. Looks like you're in the clear for a few. Yeah, no, you're good, friend. You are good to go. Good to go. What's up, Ponderosa? Good to see you, friend. Oh, what's up, Ma? You're catching me as soon as I'm heading off. I just finished 2.5 hours of coverage, which it's been a long night. It's been a very long night. We've had some pretty gnarly storms. So get this. We had 111 mile an hour wind reported earlier, and we had 4.5-inch hail reported too. So that is insanity. That's just nuts. We've had some pretty darn crazy stuff happen today. So, but anyways, friends. But yeah, once again, if y'all have any questions before I head off here for now, go ahead and throw them down in the chat. But I think we're gonna head off here for now. I think I'm gonna get some rest and get some food and stuff like that. So, Linda says where? Those were reported in South Dakota. The 4.5-inch hail was reported in Nebraska, I believe, northwestern Nebraska, and the winds was reported in west central, kind of southwestern South Dakota. Yeah, we went over that a little bit ago. Brandy says, is Dayton, Ohio done? Yeah, no, Ohio should be pretty much good to go. Here, let's hop back over there real quickly. So day 1 outlook here. As far as our current outlook, yeah, I mean, most of Ohio is in that general thunderstorm risk here. So we're not really expecting much severe weather. I think you guys are pretty much good to go. Like if I bring up the current radar here, we'll go ahead and bring up the KILN. Yeah, you guys are pretty much good. There's really nothing going on here. Storm related in Ohio right now. Going up towards like Cleveland. Yeah, Ohio is pretty clear actually right now. I will show you guys the future radar real quickly. Let's do that. Future radar. What about Dayton, Ohio area? Okay, so Dayton's right here. So yeah, as we go down in time, yeah, we look pretty clear. I mean, there could be a couple showers overnight, a couple of storms overnight, but they're probably not going to be anything severe. Yeah, you can see that, especially for like later tomorrow morning, we could see some more storms roll through. It looks like it's going to be a stormy day tomorrow too. Which let me look and see. I recall. I think you are in a risk tomorrow in Dayton, Ohio. Let's do day 2 categorical. Yeah, so you're actually in a marginal. It's a level 1 threat. It's a pretty low end severe weather threat. So I mean, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, tomorrow we got to watch out for the weather too. Like we have two slight risks here tomorrow. The main areas are going to be in the yellow, like for bits of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Nebraska, South Dakota, bits of Colorado and Kansas here. So that's the main hot spots. And so, let's see here. Max says, "Thank you, Andrew. Sorry I was scared." No, you're a good friend. Don't be sorry. I'm just glad I can be here to help you. Thank you again. Cannot thank you enough for your coverage again. Sorry, I worried for. No, you're good, dude. You're good. No worries at all. And like I said, I'm just glad I was here to help calm some nerves and stuff like that. So, absolutely. Let's see. You're welcome, Brandy. No problem, friend. Got you. Got you. Nah, Haley. Haley. Honestly, I mean, where you're at, you are actually just outside of that threat tomorrow. We do have a potential for a couple storms out there by like the KC area, but a little bit of a severe threat just kind of north of you, a little marginal risk. Like I said, tomorrow, main concern is going to be damaging winds and hail again. A couple of, isolated tornadoes are possible, here for tomorrow. Let me hop back over here once again to tomorrow's tornado probs here. Because, tomorrow we do have a 2% risk, which just for these green areas here. This is our tornado risk tomorrow here for Wednesday. We have a lot of like central and lower Illinois, central lower Indiana, like western Kentucky here and all. So that's where we do have that 2% chance probability here for tornadoes overall. So we do have that, which, the good news is that we're probably just going to have a couple of, if we do get tornadoes, they would likely remain relatively weak and brief in terms of duration and all, thankfully. So, but there is still potential for a couple of spin ups, so we can't completely brush it off, Like I said, damaging winds, though, we have those two 15% risk areas here in the yellow, 5% across the brown. And in terms of hail here, the brown 5% and then the 15 yellow area there. So a little bit greater of a probability for like mostly Nebraska and like South Dakota again. So anyways, folks, but that's that. And of course, we're watching the tropics here too. So we have a lot. I have a lot on my plate right now, man. Like I said, tracking the severe weather, tracking the tropics, and like I said, I was wanting to get my winter forecast video out here for you guys. Like I was wanting to actually do that and have it out by the 15th, which is in basically 3 days from now, considering today's the end of the 11th. So 3-4 days or so. I don't know if I'm going to meet my deadline. I'm going to try. I've already built the graphical parts. Most of it. 2/3 of the graphics are done. I just need to do one more graphic and then record, edit, plan out the video and stuff like that. So I hope to get that out here by the 15th, but I'll try. I'll try to see what I can do. Let's see here. I see what I did. I'm worried so much storms are going around me. Look at that. No, you're good, Max. Once again, don't worry, dude. Let's see here. Haley says, okay, thanks, Andrew. Of course. Any storms for us here soon? Well, given it's Florida, yeah. I mean, we get storms all over the place here. Very common for this time of the year. Mostly sea breeze initiated storms. Let me pull up the future radar again. Let me do this real fast. So do future radar. Okay, so actually, you know what? We're going to have to go to normal HRRR. Yeah, I'm going to do that real quickly. Let's do mesoscale HRRR 0 Zulu run here. I mean, it just looks like a couple showers tomorrow evening. Not really much of a big storm day. Could see some more storms developing later on. But still, typical Florida. Let's see here. Rose says, hopefully I can get my bank card figured out and to become a member. How much is a membership? So our memberships, let's see here. Let me show you. So our memberships here, they are, wait, what? Why does it say 0? Oh. This is a promo. Anyways, typically the $2.99 a month for Tropical Storm, $4.99 for Category 1, Category 2, $9.99, Category 3, $19.99, Category 4, $50, and then Category 5, $100. So that's how much our memberships usually are. But like I said, I really need to start doing more membership stuff here anyways soon. I want to bring back Member Mondays. Like Member Mondays where I just stream specifically for our members and do like personal forecasts and just kind of hang out, maybe relax and do questions and stuff like that. So, wanting to get to that point here. Doug is signing on to see. Okay. Let's see here. So, if your watch went away early. Oh, did it? Here, let's check on that, actually. Let's go back over here. Let's see. Rose says we're in a marginal tomorrow in Nashville. That's low. Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty low and severe threat, but, there still is that potential for a couple of isolated storms. I mean, even in the marginal risk area here. But yeah, let's see. So we have that watch across North and South Dakota still. This one has about, well, this expires at 2 a.m. Eastern, so we still have a lot to go on this one, apparently. For like lower North Dakota, upper South Dakota here. So I have a little bit longer on that. And then, of course, the one over here by like northwestern North Carolina, like southwestern Virginia, and like kind of eastern Tennessee. Yeah, we have until 2 a.m. with that one there, too. So, got a lot of flood watches, too. You know, that's another thing, you know, that we have to look out for, really, is, you know, the flooding concern. I mean, it's just nasty with the flooding that we have. Like, if I bring up our current excessive rainfall outlook here, you know, for day one, like I mentioned, we do have a moderate risk here, you know, level 3 out of 4, which, you know, that's a pretty big threat, you know. Like, you know, we have at least a 40% chance of flooding every 25 miles here, you know, across the red. So we do have like southeastern Indiana here, like north central and eastern Kentucky, and like kind of western and southern portions of West Virginia here. Once again, it's at least a 40% chance probability here, you know, of flooding every 25 miles. Now, the yellow here, that's where we have that at least 15% chance of flooding, which is still considered a pretty decent flooding threat here. And, you know, that goes all the way from pretty much like northern Illinois all the way down into like Virginia, western North Carolina, bits of like eastern Tennessee and all that stuff here. And then, of course, we have our at least 5% risk here across the green, which goes all the way from pretty much the lower portion of North Dakota all the way down here into the southeast here, and all like also like southwestern parts of the country as well. So that's for today. Tomorrow, as far as that flooding threat goes, whoops, didn't mean to pull up QPF. Here we go. Yeah, tomorrow we have a big level 2, 15% risk here for flooding across the yellow. So that's for Wednesday. And then, of course, we go into Thursday. Same thing, basically. Yeah, flooding is going to be a big problem out there. Let me actually pull up the QPF for days 1 through 7. So this is how much rain we could see within the next week. So this is days 1 to 7. So today being Tuesday until 7 days from now. And, yeah, I mean, you can really see kind of where the majority of the rain is going to be, you know, especially across, like, the Ohio Valley and all. I mean, we could pick up several inches. Like I said, this is already, this is not including what has already fallen either. Like, we've already seen quite a bit of rain out here. Max says, let's see, I just went outside. How can I send a picture of the water level? You can send it to our Twitter or our X. It's at NWW116_WX. That is our Twitter handle, if you wanted to look at that. But yeah, that is that's that if you guys want to follow us. But anyways, y'all. But yeah, so between the flooding, between the tropics, the severe weather and stuff, and the winter forecast I'm trying to get out, I'm a busy man as far as like as far as the weather goes, man. It's just been active, very, very active here lately. So. But anyways, friends, well, yeah, I think I'm going to head off here in a moment. Like I said, if you guys have any more questions, please do not hesitate to ask here. Go ahead and throw them down in the chat here and all that stuff. See, it's flooded in Knoxville. Oh, is it? Gotcha. I should play Funnel Runners on my gaming channel sometime. Yeah, I don't really play many games that much anymore. I mean, I do occasionally, but not really a whole lot. You know, I mostly do other stuff at this point. Let's see, Rose says, okay, thanks you. Still rumbling here. Gotcha. Yeah, you're very welcome, Rose. You're very, very welcome. And yeah, like I said, guys, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Jamie says, hey, I have a question. I live in East Central Illinois. I have bad storm anxiety. Do I think severe weather around there will be very bad for the rest of the week, like tornado-wise? I tell you what, friend. So tomorrow, we do have a little tiny tornado threat here. Let me bring up our day 2 outlook here. We'll bring up our day 2 tornado threat. So as far as, you know, the tornado risk goes here, so you said you are in, you said it's Central Illinois, East Central Illinois. So we do have a 2% chance probability for tornadoes tomorrow. This is not anything like a tornado outbreak or anything like that. No, it just means there's a very low potential for a couple of isolated weak tornadoes. The odds of you getting a tornado is extremely unlikely, a matter of fact. Now, we'll keep it on the radar, and if there's any warnings while we're live, while we talk about it, we'll let you know. Or if not, just make sure you have a way to receive warnings, like, most mobile phones actually will warn you now if there's a tornado warning. If you have those enabled under your notifications tab and all that stuff. I think if you're on an iPhone, I think if you scroll all the way down, if you go to notifications, scroll all the way to the bottom, it should say like Amber Alerts and stuff like that. You don't want Amber Alerts, unless you want to keep those on, but those are different. But yeah, like if you go to notifications here and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you should see this setting like government alerts. Let's see, emergency alerts, public safety alerts. Turn on the emergency alerts, because that is where you'll get those tornado warnings and stuff if they get issued. Because yeah, mobile that's for Apple anyways. I don't know what Samsung does and how to do that, because I don't I don't use Samsung, but yeah, that's how you do it for an iPhone. So just do that, and that way it'll actually scream at you if there's a warning. Or just get a weather radio. You can buy one on Amazon or Walmart for $20-$30 or something. I would recommend the model of a WR120 because they're pretty loud and they're very customizable. You can program them for specific counties, so you can only get the warning if it's for your county, which is good. Or you can have it just, do that. Anyways. See, the west is on fire, so many fires, while east is flooding and tornadoes, etc. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it's been very, very, very active. Absolutely. Alrighty, friends. I think I'm going to go ahead and head off here for now. But yeah, thank you all for joining. We've been live over 2 hours and 45 minutes. Actually, we're at 2 hours and 48 minutes at this point. But I think we did some pretty chunky coverage. I'm going to go over these warnings one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and head off here for tonight, okay? So we do have a couple of warnings here still in effect. A couple of considerable warnings still. We have a considerable up here in North Dakota. This is for Bismarck. Anthony here too. Of course, my program cuts out. Of all times, right as I was about to end, it decided it wanted to glitch again. So let's go ahead and retry that here. But yeah, for that one storm, it is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning here. So yeah, back up to North Dakota. Oh wow, actually 2-inch hail was reported out in Lincoln here. This was at 3:29 UTC. This was 6 minutes ago, actually. Golly. But anyways, we have Bismarck, Mandan, St. Anthony. We have Lincoln included in that warning here, so this is for the next 39 minutes. Storm's moving east at 25 miles per hour. We have quarter-size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that particular storm there. And then southeast of that, so once again, this is for like south-central North Dakota. We have Braddock, also including Kintyre, also including Hazelton area. That brings me back to Twisted Days. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we have 1.25-inch hail in addition to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Now, the storm's barely moving. I mean, it's moving east at 10 miles per hour here. So, anyways, it's not moving very, very, very fast here. Then we go into South Dakota. We have a severe warning on this one storm over here for, southwest Dakota. South Dakota, I should say. Is this destructive again? Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, it sure is. Oh my golly, they just put this for is that for 90-mile-an-hour winds? I don't want to leave you guys with a 90-mile-an-hour wind warning. Okay, I'll stay on for a little bit longer. I do need to stretch, though, real quickly. I've been sitting down for too long, man. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, apparently we now have a severe thunderstorm warning for South Dakota. Oh my gosh, my program glitched again. Hold on a minute. Let me try this again. But yeah, it is a destructive warning here for South Dakota. Pull this back up here real quickly. So yeah, up by Cottonwood and Interior. Yeah, so this is here for the next 7 minutes though. But it is warned for 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. It does say automated observations. Hazard 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. Impact, you are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged or destroyed. Homes and businesses will have substantial roof and window damage. Expect extensive tree damage and power outages. Seek shelter now in interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. So yeah, pretty gnarly storm there. So that is now a destructive warning. So I'm going to at least stay here for a little bit until that expires, because it looks like that warning expires in about 6 minutes. What they're probably going to end up doing here is they're going to, let's see here, is they're probably going to extend that warning. Oh, and they just did. Okay, there they go. Yeah, I had a feeling they're going to do that. Anyways, but yeah, so we do have this here. So this is, yeah, they only have an hour and 6 minutes. Oh my goodness. Wow, 78 knots. So yeah, that's 90 mile per hour wind gusts and $half size hail. So that new warning includes Wannabe, also including Long Valley and Kadoka. My goodness, southeast at 30 miles per hour, dude. This thing just doesn't end, does it? I mean, shoot, this thing has been... We've been tracking this darn storm since since we even started streaming. That's the crazy thing, is like we literally... I mean... Y'all, please stop being weird in my chat. Come on. Y'all just cut it out. But it's just weird, dude, because we've been tracking this storm since the beginning of the stream, and I thought it was finally dying down, but apparently not. Anyways, but yeah, we do have ourselves a destructive severe warning here once again for 90 mile per hour winds out there, so we'll keep an eye on it. Let me bring up our meso analysis again. Let's see here. Yeah, so we have quite the storm. Like I mentioned, this environment is really nasty. I mean, we have over 3,600 ml cape, which is the instability in the environment. So that's a lot of instability. We definitely have a lot of cape, a lot of unstable environment here. So that is in place. Look at our SKUT. You can see that parcel path, that white or that black dotted line there. Our red line's our temperature line. In between, that's all that cape that we have. There's a lot of cape. So, you can definitely see that our mid-upper level winds are well above 50 knots or so, which is actually pretty good. Y'all, I'm not going to say it again. Y'all better cut it in chat or I'm going to start banning people. Anyways, but yeah, we do have ourselves, like I said, over 50 knots and stuff over here in the mid-upper level. So, anyways, so that right there is a very unstable atmosphere for one. And also, like I said, our decape here is like... pretty, let's see here. We'll do downdraft here. Yeah, our decape's like over 1,500 joules per kilogram kind of in this environment here. Like I said, no wonder why we're having such strong downdrafts here and, such, just really, really strong stuff popping off here. But anyways, that is what we got going on here overall. Let's head back over to the north. Yeah, we also have these guys over here too. Let's see. Yeah, over here by North Dakota, we have Bismarck, Mandan, St. Anthony, and Lincoln. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for quarter-size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. So that's kind of more of your baseline, like your normal severe thunderstorm warning that we have. But like I said, still is a concern. Definitely still need you guys inside, away from windows and all that stuff here. So just a bit of a heads up there. And then, of course, further southeast of that, we actually have a newer warning. Out there by Hazleton and Braddock here. Now, this one's warned for $half size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here overall. So, we do have that in effect here. Okay. Well, apparently we have a warning over here in Indiana. So, let's head over here. Sue says our son lives in Sioux Falls. Oh, I got you. Gotcha. All right, let's see here. We're gonna hop over here. So yeah, this is that one little warning that we have over here. That one little storm over here in like kind of the east central side of Indiana. So, yeah, this is out by Morristown, including the Fairland area out by Shelbyville. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for just 2 more minutes, so we don't have much longer on this one. This is warned for quarter-sized hail, which is 1 inch in diameter. Now, wind should be severe or sub-severe criteria, which wind should be less than 50 miles per hour here. So we're not really expecting, any damaging winds on this as of now per se. But yeah, that warning is strictly for hail. But yeah, we did actually have reports of hail on this thing. Out by Pleasant View, just kind of like a couple miles southwest of Pleasant View. Let's see here. Yeah, we did have that reported at 3:15. So that was 3:15 UTC, by the way. That would have been about 30 minutes ago. I think 28 minutes ago. to be exact, considering it's 11:43, and that would have been at 11:15. Yeah, I think something like that. Something like that. Let's see, 90 mile per hour wind started around 9 a.m. this morning. Yeah, it's been going on all day. It's just been insanity. Let's see. What? Hold your gosh darn horses. We just had a 102 mile per hour wind report. From Department of Highways. So they must have had another mesonet or something. I don't know. It can't be a mesonet. They would have put mesonet for the tag. It had some type of anemometer, I'm assuming, that the Department of Highways has. 102 mile per hour winds was just reported from this storm here. What do they have it still warned for? Is that for 90 or? Yeah, they still have it warned for 90. Golly, dude. Yeah, I mean, out by Cottonwood, we had an 84 mile per hour wind report out there by, or from the Mesonet station there. Oh my goodness! Here, let's head back over to velocity real quickly. Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty nasty there. Oh, we got some blue in that. Yeah. Golly, dude, 102 mile per hour winds. That is unbelievable. I mean, that's up there with that 111 we saw a little bit ago. I mean, that's just insanity. I mean, these are definitely some nasty storms. We also did have reports of 1.25 inch hail here within that storm there too, which is $half hail. So we have $half hail and 100 mile an hour winds been observed there. It is warned here for 90 mile per hour wind gusts and $half sized hail here. Automated observations. Yeah, wind threat observed. That's crazy. Yeah, honestly, for a storm like that, you need to be indoors. You got to be indoors, away from windows. I mean, you got to honestly treat this warning here. You got to treat this warning as like a tornado warning, honestly. Like I said, that's out there by Interior, out there by Kadoka, Wanbley, and Long Valley. So if you're in any of those areas, you need to be in your shelter, honestly. Now, yes, this is a severe thunderstorm warning, but like I said, we just had 102 mile an hour winds reported from that storm. Let's see, it's very late too. I wouldn't want to be caught off guard by this. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. A lot of people around this time, I mean, are probably going to bed and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's just insanity. Is this still in the Dakotas? Yeah, this is southwestern South Dakota where this warning is at. Max, just cut it out, dude. You guys, I'm about to start banning you all if you just keep up that act in the chat. Like, I'm not having it with y'all. Just drop it, don't mention it, and then just move on. Let's see. Ohio says looks like a tornado hit today from the damage here in Cincinnati. Yeah, there is a couple of tornado reports actually today. We looked at this a little bit ago from SPC. Let's hop back over here actually. Yeah, the reports that we had today, we had four tornado reports here. Looks like no, 3 of them. Okay. Yeah, we had 2 of those were in Iowa, but they were both for Delaware County in Iowa, so they were kind of in the same area. It was an EF1 tornado that was apparently already rated somehow. And then, of course, we had one out there by Illinois there, too. We had 3 miles south of Seymour. So, yeah, we had a couple of those, but we had a lot of wind reports out there. That is just crazy. Crazy, crazy. Dude, I still can't get over that 102 mile per hour wind report there. That's just nuts. Let's see. Poles are down all across in the neighborhood. Yeah, I bet. I mean, there was a lot of reports here of, trees and power lines down and all that stuff here. I mean, it's honestly crazy. Like, let me hop you guys back over here to the power outages and all. Like, if I go ahead and update this. We do have 3 areas where we have over 100,000 people without power, or 3 states, I should say. Like Illinois, get this, we have almost 179,000 people without power in Illinois. Indiana, this one hits the hardest. 325,000 people without power currently. That's customers. More people are affected than the customers. That's just households and businesses and stuff. There's obviously, most houses have more than one person in them. And then, of course, we have like Ohio here, which has like 241,000 people without power out there. Kentucky, 73,000. Tennessee, 26,000. North Carolina, 11,000. West Virginia, 21,000. David says, is Chicago done with the high winds? Let me pull up your alt radar real quickly. Let's see what we got going on out by Chicago. I think y'all are pretty clear, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you guys are pretty good here. If we go over to the current radar out by Chicago, yeah, we have a clear radar right now. We really don't have anything going on at the moment. As far as like the risk, that's rainfall. As far as like the severe weather risk goes, like tomorrow we do have a marginal for some of Chicago. Most of Chicago is actually in that thunderstorm risk, but a little bit southwestern Chicago is in that marginal. So, today, more than likely, yes, you're good. But tomorrow, it might be something we need to watch out for. Anyways. Carrot says roofs blown off of those areas impacted by the worst of the derecho tree snapped all over its caravan. Oh yeah, no, today has been one heck of a day, man. It has been very aggressive. Oh, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning here in effect. Let's see, this is for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here. Yeah, this is for 70 mile per hour winds and quarter sized hail. We actually had look at that, 70. That's not good at all. This place wasn't even warned, and they had a 74 mile per hour wind report. Ooh. So yeah, out there by Phillip, they literally had a 74 mile per hour wind report come through, and they weren't even in the warning. So yeah, Phillip, Midland, Nowlin, and Ottawa. You guys are in that new severe thunderstorm warning, considerable warning for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here in quarter hail. Then the one to the south here, this is warned for, like we had mentioned here, 1.25 inch hail and 90 mile per hour winds, which we did have 103 mile per hour winds reported here not too long ago. All right, let's head back up to North Dakota. Let's see, we got Bismarck, Mandan, and St. Anthony here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds. Yeah, these guys, when they've calmed down a little bit, this one's warned for ping pong ball hail north of Napoleon. I think this is mainly rural areas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, including Lake Isabella. It's really the only place in that one warning over here. We have one for Braddock and Kintyre, I think it is. 38 minutes, 1.25 inch hail, and 60 mile per hour wind gusts on that one. Is that a warning in Indiana here? Or no, that's in Wisconsin. A little far from Indiana. Yeah, this is a, oh wow. Okay, quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Fenwood, Edgar, Stratford, and Roseville. So that is there for the next 53 minutes. Moving southeast at a very, very speedy 10 miles an hour. I feel like these warnings are just popping up again. They're just flaring up because now we're up to 9 warnings again. We were down to like 4 a minute ago. Yeah, we've officially hit over 3 hours of coverage today, which is kind of the most coverage we've done in a while, honestly. I mean, it's really hard on me to do, extended coverages like this. But, I try to do them, especially for days like today where it's just nasty out. No break. 3 hours of constantly talking. It's harder than you think it is, y'all. and knowing what you're going to say. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. Mentally and physically. All right, let's see here. But yeah, that one warning, though, that is still warned for 90 mile per hour wind gusts here and 1.25 inch hail. All right, I tell you what, we're going to hop over here, you guys. We're going to take a look at the long wave IR view. So yeah, this is the satellite imagery that we have. It's going to take a minute to load all the latest ones here, so we're going to give it a second. We're going to hop back over here, but Oh, what is that? Oh, Department of Highways reported now an 86 mile per hour wind report here. Yeah, so this is 86. So we had 111 earlier. That was our biggest one that we had, and then 103 came through with this storm here, and then now it's down to 86 as of 3:35 currently. So I just moved to Texas. Was wondering if Conroe, Texas, looks like. Hold on. Conroe, Texas could get big tornadoes in the future. Texas is kind of in a ridge right now. We're not really expecting much severe weather for you guys. Let's see here. What's going on with the severe weather event in South Dakota? That's kind of what we're looking at right now. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Potato Creek. Oh, they got a creek full of potatoes out here or something? Anyways, we got like Hisley also included there too. This is warned for golf ball hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So, enjoyed watching the longer coverage. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you did, friend. Glad to be here. Like I said, I wish I could stream a lot longer. It's just it is so hard on me to do this. You know, just to sit in one spot and do coverages for hours. It is tricky. It is very tricky. But you know, like I said, I'll try to stream as long as I can, y'all. We've already been live over 3 hours though, so I already consider that pretty decent coverage for today. But gonna keep it going for a little bit longer, I think. Let's see. Dodd says, I mean, whether that will be in a week or in 20 years. I guarantee you'll see severe weather between now and 20 years from now. Yeah. But anytime soon, not really, because we do have that ridge over there. David said Chicago's over the tornadoes. Yeah. Yeah, Illinois has been a big meme lately in the weather community because of like just how crazy it's been lately. We have Tornado Alley. It just moved directly all over Illinois. Just Illinois is the only tornado alley that exists now. So, anyways, let's hop over here to northwestern South Dakota. Here, we actually have a new set of warnings here that's been issued. Pretty nasty storm here. Looks like golf ball hail. Max wind gust 1 knot. It's not 1 knot. It's going to be less than 50 miles per hour. So, yeah, definitely could see a couple of. Still some gusty winds within it, but let's see here. Yeah, then we go to lower North Dakota. We have a warning out by Mandan, out there by Bismarck, St. Anthony, and Lincoln. Which this is the one that we have for quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds. Braddock, 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. And then south of Stelly, north of Napoleon, this is warned here for 1.5 inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. See, you love longer coverage. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I really like to do longer coverages, but like I said, it's tricky. It's tricky. Let's see. Panther says, "Are we gonna fly tomorrow?" I mean, some things could go flying tomorrow. You know, sure. There's a lot of planes taking off and all. I'm sorry. No, but there is going to be some gusty winds and all tomorrow too. There is a little tornado probability for like Indiana, Illinois. Let me bring that back up real quickly. Oh, by the way, yeah, our satellite imagery are loaded up. Yeah, you can really still see that deep convection popping off there. But yeah, no, let me pull up the let's see here. The outlook here real quickly. Yeah, tomorrow's tornado threat here, is 2%. Yeah, for bits of Indiana, Illinois, and like Kentucky here. So, I mean, we're not expecting like any tornado outbreak or anything like that going on, but you know, there is potential here for for a couple spin ups being possible. So. Oh, you're talking about the total eclipse and all that. I heard about that. Yeah, we also have that meteor shower tomorrow night, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna try to actually get some footage of that. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see, storm's getting larger and pretty sitting on the same area in southeast of Nashville. Oh, is it? Gotcha. Yeah, we don't have any warnings out there. Actually, I lied. We do. I didn't even see this one they just issued here. Well, this is for Indiana. Oh, you said Nashville. Why am I thinking Indiana? I just need to go to bed. I'm just out of it. I'm sorry. But yeah, we also do have like I said, Morristown and Melina inside of that warning for Indiana here. We have 31 minutes on that. Panther says, y'all be safe. Yeah, you too, friend. You as well. Let's see here. Dodd says, I want to see an EF3 or higher in my life. No, you don't. No, you don't. Look, I mean, I get wanting to see a big tornado, but it gets rated off damage. And in order to be a EF3, it'd have to cause EF3 damage. And no. Big no. Anyways. But yeah, heading back down into southwestern South Dakota, we have a large grouping of storms here popping off. We definitely do have that, which, this is max winds up to, let's see here, max winds up to, 90 mile per hour wind gusts and $half sized hail. So yeah, that's out there by Wanblee, Long Valley area. So yeah, we have 45 minutes on that one. But yeah, once again, warned for 90 mile per hour winds there. Panther says, thank you for what you do, man. Of course, dude. No problem. Glad to be here. Glad to help out. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. I try to stream when I can, I try to make it to some events, but yeah, unfortunately, I can't make it to all of them. I wish I could, though. Wish I could, but I do appreciate the support, though. I really, really appreciate you. Yeah, also out there by Phillip here, and out there by Nowlin, Midland, Ottawa, out there by, Stamford and Kadoka. We have quarter hail and 70 mile per hour wind gusts there. So, how's my family doing? Kind of irrelevant to severe weather, but good, I guess. Let's see. David says they're not fun. Tornado damage my roof. Not fun. Oh yeah, yeah. They're not fun. I mean, yeah, they are pretty if they don't cause damage or anything like that. What if the only structure is his abandoned barn? I mean, if it causes no damage, then sure, go ahead. That's fine. They are cool to look at, but if it puts people at risk and puts people in danger, then no. Absolutely not. So, but anyways. Oh, we got a new warning that just popped up here in South Dakota. This is out by Murdo and Draper, also including Van Metre and Kappa. Also Okoton. So that is there in effect. That's a considerable warning here for 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail here. Moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Why do they keep issuing warnings? Can't the storms just stop? We're now at 11 total warnings. Oh, man. Dodd says, I get it. You're a good guy, Andrew. I appreciate it. I try to be. I try to be. But yeah. A lot of warnings. They I think weather just needs to go to bed. I really do. I think nature just needs to pack it up. Just take some melatonin or whatever and get some sleep, because this is a bunch of garbage. Okay, they just canceled the one warning down here or did they update that warning? I think they might have updated it. Anyways, we have a warning over here in North Dakota, a couple warnings up by Braddock. This is warned for 1.5 inch hail. We also have Bismarck, Mandan, St. Anthony, which this is here for quarter-size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Yeah, earlier we had actually a 2-inch hail report out there in Lincoln, North Dakota. All right, let's head back over to these guys. This is a warning for northwestern South Dakota. This is out by near Glad Valley area, near Meadow. It's heading away from Meadow. Kind of tracking more towards the Glad Valley area. But you can kind of see that purplish pink there on the reflectivity scan. That right there, that's likely a hail core. I mean, that is a hail core, actually. That is where we are seeing some of that, that hail that's going on. But yeah, this is warned for golf ball hail, yeah. Golf ball hail and... well, this side of the warning is warned for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, but this side of the warning is not. But likely some gusty winds within that storm anyways. So just a bit of a heads up there. I think that's the warning that's in Indiana here. Let me double check here real quickly. Yeah, this is the one that we have in for Indiana. Let's see, we have Morristown and Manila. That's not Melina. It's Manila. Yeah, we got Morristown on that one there too. What's up, Scott? Good to see you. David says, "Bring on the fall, please." Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind that. Honestly, I'm kind of ready for cooler temps here. It's been the 90s here in Florida. I mean, I'm used to it, but I wouldn't mind a little cooler temps. I ain't gonna lie. wouldn't mind it here. But yeah, we have quarter hail in that particular warning here. This is for Indiana, so it's no longer a damaging wind concern here. It's for Morristown and Manila. Okay. Yeah, you can see majority of these are in South Dakota here. Yeah, we do have a warning up in Wisconsin too. We can't forget either. This one is here for Fenwood, Stratford, Edgar, and Roswellville. Which, yeah, this one we have 1.5 inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. That's ping pong ball size hail. You can really see that hail core on that one. Hail core is just kind of west of Fenwood from the way that it looks right now. So that's where you see the pinks and the purples. That's likely where that hail is. Anyways, so that's what we got going on there. Let's head back over to the Dakotas. Yeah, this is definitely where the nastiest of the storm activity is going on here. Let's see. Oh, we had a 70 mile per wind report. This is at 3:24 UTC, so this would have been, 40 minutes ago, I think? Yeah, 40 minutes ago. 70 mile per hour winds reported out by Interior. 66 mile per hour winds was reported at 3:45 UTC, so this would have been, 20 minutes ago, I think? Yeah, 20 minutes ago. See, 74 reported at 3:42 UTC. 3:45 UTC, 52 mile per hour winds out there. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a pretty good amount of warnings on this here. Let's see. Once again, yeah, 90 mile per hour wind gusts and $50 sized hail here. David says, "Do I think Tornado Alley has changed?" You want to know my honest opinion? Do you really want to know my honest opinion? It's a hot topic, and I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but I do not. Because what would change Tornado Alley more than anything is geography. And the fact is when the old Tornado Alley was discovered, or whenever it was classified, or whatever it was, the geography still stayed the same as it is now. Nothing has changed much in geography since when the original Tornado Alley was, I guess, made. Or identified, I guess. I do believe in weather pattern changes. That does occur. That does happen. It's just nature. It just happens. I mean, you're never going to have weather the exact same in one place at one time. Weather is honestly very random. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I mean, it's predictably random. It's the best way I could put it. Honestly, I mean, like I said, because of the fact that the geography hasn't changed. Like I said, the Rockies to the west, the Gulf to the south, very important for tornadoes and all. Very important for tornadoes and all. Like I said, it's a hot topic, I know, but honestly, I don't think so. I think obviously the observations in weather has gotten so much better over the last 20 years. I mean, 50 years ago. Like it's gotten a lot better, and so we're obviously figuring about, or we're figuring out a lot. More about weather as time goes on here. So, but anyways, that's what we got going on there. But that's enough of that topic, though. All right, let's hop back over here to North Dakota. So we have Bismarck and Mandan here. This is out by St. Anthony. Once again, this is warned for quarter hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. We also have Braddock, 1.25 inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts, which that's $50 hail. So we also have 1.5 inch hail also for this one warning out south of Dawson, north of Napoleon here. Then we go into northwestern South Dakota. We have a warning out there by Glad Valley, which doesn't seem very glad considering they have 2 inch hail on that one there. So that's what that warning's for. So yeah, 2 inch hail. It's actually winds are sub severe, which is should be under 50 mile per hour winds there. Then we head into big storms are currently, and I think my program crashed again. Lovely. Try that again. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, my program's... I swear I've had to restart this thing a good, like, 8 or 9 times today during the stream. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just going to re-download. I even wrote on my notepad here that I got to re-download GR2 because it probably needs an update. It's been so long since I've downloaded this. Anyways, but yeah, we have Murdo and Draper in this warning here for quarter hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts in southwestern South Dakota. We have Midland, Belvedere in this warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds, quarter hail for the next 36 minutes. We have Wanblee and Long Valley in this warning for 90-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar size hail. And then we have Potato Creek here and Hisley in this for 1.75-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Is Northern Illinois going to get storms overnight? Tell you what, friend. Let me actually go ahead and bring up our outlook here. Let me see. So let's head on over here to our future radar. So Northern Illinois, I mean, as far as the future radar has it going, so this is until 5 a.m. Hey, let's go a little bit further. Let's go back to the 0 Zulu run here. Now, it's weird because the 0 Zulu run showed a continuous amount of storms, but the latest run doesn't, which is kind of weird, honestly. I'm gonna do a bit of a comparison here. We're gonna pop up two models. We're gonna have the HRRR on the left, the normal HRRR on the left. We'll go to the 0 Zulu run, and we're gonna have the RRFS model on the right. Radar. We'll do model precipitation and composite reflectivity here. So now we have 2 different models here. This is the 0 Zulu run. So according to the HRRR, wait, why is this GFS? Hold on a minute. I don't know why the GFS is pulling up here. RFSA. There we go. And then we'll go back to the 0 Zulu run of that one. So, I mean, it certainly is possible. And you can see between both of the models, once again, the RFS on the right, HRRR on the left. Both models do show a bunch of scattered convection, through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, of course. So it is definitely a possibility here. It is possible. Alrighty, friends. I hate to do this, y'all, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. We've been live for 3 hours and 24 minutes as of now, so I'm getting a little sleepy. I got to get some food because I'm starving. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream here for now. Once again, David, thank you so much for the 5 on Cash App earlier. I appreciate it, friend. Really do appreciate that, but... So thank you for the support, and thank you for everybody for joining. If you guys haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button, which is free. You guys can do, and maybe even leaving a like on your way out as well. It'll be much, much appreciated. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream here for the night. A little bit tired, but yeah, tomorrow we'll pick up on the coverage and all. Tomorrow we'll do also another report on the tropics and all too. So, anyways. Let's see. Good job, Drew. Thanks for keeping everyone safe as always. Of course. So I'm glad to be here. Glad to help y'all out. But alrighty, friends. Well, thank you all for joining. You guys take care. Have a great rest of your night. Y'all stay safe out there. Like I said, I'd love to stream the rest of the event, but I'm just out. I'm just out of it. Need to get some rest and all because been a long day. Been a very long day. Alrighty, guys. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe out there, and we'll see y'all here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya.